and welcome back. I think we are pretty much ready. I'm just pretty much looking at the bracket right now, and once the players are ready, we are gonna start. Basically, the first couple that we're gonna be spectating is Just Saying versus Bouncy Knight. The two of them are getting ready. And basically, I'm just gonna talk to them, and we'll be ready to go. In case you're writing something in chat, I will be seeing it with a 10-minute delay. So yeah, we'll see. It's not showing on my end. Wait, what? They should be live now. They should be live now. You are against Bouncy. Okay, is it the Justin? I don't know. I don't know who the players are. Okay, whenever they are ready, should I wait or play my only game of round one? Oh, sorry, I have no idea. I think you should wait. I have no idea how this happened. This is one of the things that happens when you organize the tournament for the first time. Okay, we're just waiting for the players basically to add each other, and then we'll be able to see. I'm so sorry, Falula. Is it okay if you play? Because I don't know how to regenerate the bracket. My friend isn't ready anyway. If he isn't ready, then Fleur is still progressing to the next round. Okay, he's organized tournaments with me before, so he knows that these things may happen at some point. By the way, I shouldn't be offline. I am online on Europe, so you should definitely most likely be able to see me. Oh, 10 minutes delay is what happens. Basically, 10 minutes delay is what happens on stream. So that's why you're currently seeing me as offline, and we will be spectating. I guess I will try to spectate Bouncy, and then I will get an invite from Just Saying. I think this is how it works. Send me. No, actually, wait. Should we just wait until they send me an invite when you start? I think this is how we're gonna do that. So basically, Bouncy gets to send me an invite, and then I invite Just Saying. I will request a spectate as soon as Bouncy adds me. I guess that's how it works. Adds me to spec his side. Okay. Okay, stream, I can't do that live. We'll lose the hell out of each other. Wait, what can't I do live? Okay, now I'm friends with Zinx as well. Awesome. Whenever Bouncy is ready, I guess he will send me an invite. Okay, awesome. This is gonna be our first round that gets spectated, and hopefully I don't fail anything. I have to look at the bracket and make sure that everything is happening according to plan. I just need to make sure I keep things under control, because I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to do this. What was I even thinking? Organizing a tournament. Oh, that's fine. This is a fun community thing, and you get to see my awesome management skills now. Okay, they're preparing to battle each other. I really hope for everyone's sake that everything is fine with the decks, that there's no...
my mech is doing good band.
Well, feels bad, man. Feels bad. There's no Mechathune for you. Okay. Well, I'm just pretty much waiting for Bouncy to send me a spec invite. I can't see him. Oh, I am seeing him. Okay. Everything's fine. It's all good. And as soon as they're ready, we're gonna see our first round. How do I see time right out? Awesome. Okay, so Falular gets to progress into another round. I think that's how it works. So how does it? What happens now? And now the timer started again. I don't know what is happening. How did the timer start again? And he's supposed to be playing. You have another opponent. Okay. What is Bouncy saying? Waiting for him to click ready on Battlefield. Okay. So basically they're banning. They're at the stage of banning. Because everybody got a buy. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, basically I accidentally seeded 17 players instead of seeding 16 players. But that's okay. That is fine. We have found our way around it by having one person not show up. So technically, Falulard now doesn't have to play a lot of games. I just want to make sure. I can see people's decks as well. Match dashboard. Okay. Wait. Okay. How do I enter a match in Battlefield? That's currently what I'm trying to find out. What if I click on it? If I click on it, I should be able to see the decks. I think that's what I want to do. So I want to click on this match. Please open. Okay, so basically I'm trying to figure out, is one in the past or are we in the future? That is very, very hard to say. But okay, I found the decks. Basically we have Just Saying, who has a, this looks like even Shaman. Yeah, I should be live.
Because,
well, it's 10 minutes delay.
Yeah, it's still not live.
It's still not, it's gonna be live in 10 minutes. Hopefully it happens in 10 minutes. Basically, we have Just Saying with even Shaman with something that looks like, Spell Hunter, and this looks like a Control Warlock. And then we have Bouncy with Quest Priest, with Hakar, and then we have a Kragwa Shaman, and we have, I think this is a Thief Rogue. This is actually going to be really, really exciting. So I cannot wait to spectate this match. I'm dying to see Bouncy's deck. I'm going to be honest. I know he's been trying really hard to make a creative, cool lineup, and I cannot wait for that to happen. So basically, we're still kind of waiting for our players, but yeah, hopefully it happens soon. You're already playing. All good? Is it all good? Bouncy, what is happening? I hope they start soon. We are all set, but now can't invite you to spectate. Well, he told me we can ban and add you an invite. Is this true? Bouncy will send me invite and I will request one from you. Okay, this is how we're gonna do it. Bouncy, what are they doing? I think once you start, then yep, you can start. Okay. Basically, when they start, I'm gonna be able to request a spectate, and Bouncy will invite me to his. So that's what we're gonna do. Exciting times to be alive. Hopefully, you're seeing the right scene. Hopefully, I'm not muted. Hopefully, all these things are happening the way they should. And yeah, if there's anything happening with the stream, hopefully you will let me know in the chat, like, hey, you're muted or something, so I can insta change it or insta try to change it. We'll see. Okay, Bouncy, send me an invite, and then I will have to request it from another player. As you can see, I'm not super experienced with this, but I will do my absolute best. So we're spectating. Bouncy, or at least trying to, because Hearthstone is refusing to do things. And now I guess I can spectate. I can spectate him as well, and hopefully we're gonna get to see both decks. Please show up. Am I seeing? Okay, good. Good. So the first game, we're seeing Thief Rogue versus Control Warlock, which is going to be an absolute awesome match. I see that you're seeing everything on stream. The most important thing will be hearing me as well. We see both spellstones getting buffed, so drawing Cobble Librarian was actually pretty good. Yeah, Pickpocket, I'm pretty sure, since it has Echo, I'm pretty sure Bouncy will save this for later. But something weird is happening, because, like, the spectate is not doing what it's supposed to. As in, like, it kind of got frozen. Like, I'm pretty sure Bouncy is doing something. I think I'm gonna have to restart the spectate, because everything seems to have kind of frozen. Like, wow, that's actually very weird.
Yeah, it's a bug.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to leave, and I'm gonna try to basically spectate again. And, does that happen too often? Like, I think it happens sometimes in Hearthstone. Like, sometimes it gets frozen. Okay, I'm gonna try to request an invite again, so we see nothing actually terrible has happened. Basically, we saw Bouncy not playing Pickpocket. Wait, how did he get the hatchet? I'm actually not sure, because I wasn't...
The thing is, you're still not live, at least not...
Well, it's not past yet. It's 600 seconds, so...
Okay, but it's like 17 minutes.
I know, but I started a little bit later.
Oh,
I think I should be...
Live. My phone is
I think I should be live. Okay, good. If I'm live, then it's all good. Gluttonous is picking up the Wicked Knife. Not sure if that's actually the right thing to do. Let me just check if Bouncy has a weapon. If he has Espionage, I'm just checking if he has the Cutlass in his deck. He doesn't seem to have Cutlass, so I guess Ooze is actually fine. Espionage being played, completely justified. Does he run Elec in his deck? He doesn't run Elec. He runs Stolen Steel. Oh, discover a weapon from another class. That's the moment we missed. That's how Bouncy has gotten himself a Headhunter's Hatchet. So the Ooze got played, but Bouncy has actually another weapon in his hand. But Justin has the board, and he's currently got the Ooze. Not sure if he wants to play anything here. He taps, and he is at how many cards? Okay, Demonic Project picks up Ziliax, but it messes with his Void Lord. And now he has a Howl Fiend that he most likely will not be able to play. Correct the Bat, not sure if it's ever going to be able to get buffed. Unless we get some Warlock buffs, but I think Bouncy is going to want to react to the board. Is everything fine? Because Falula wrote Monka S in the chat, so hopefully
the sound is good.
Okay, I'm live. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
We have things going on, so it's all good. It's all good. Again, welcome to the tournament where you can actually hear the sound as well. Feels good. Again, sorry for the fact that I seeded the tournament in the wrong way, but I'll try to work on it for next time. What I do need to do is I need to make sure I'm looking at the bracket, because I need to make sure I know if someone progresses to the next round, so they can get spectated. Wait, apparently Falula is already in the next round.
Falula is in finals, right?
Falula seems to be progressing really quickly, and I need to stop someone from playing their games. I see that Stormfever and Army Powerful are playing, I suppose, the round 2, the one that we're currently looking at. So I'll let Falula know. Okay. Let me just do this. I want to spectate your game after this match ends, so don't play. Okay. I think this is how it works. Oh, actually, Herek the Bat got played, and basically we have we have 7 small minions on the board. They're not buffed, but they got him on the board. Fortunately or unfortunately, we see Just Saying having both Hellfire and Defile, so the board gets reacted to quickly. But the Ooze can die to Despicable Dreadlord. I did start the bracket. The bracket has already been started, so I'm pretty sure you should see everything. Because in case you hold on past the phone, I hope this is well done. Easy to 0, so I'm waiting for my 3rd round. GG's. That's the one I will spec. So, oh, so you probably can't spectate me next. Oh, I see. Okay, I will find someone. Someone to spec next. He has 2 Phantom Militias, which is actually good for anti-aggro. What he could also do is he could walk the plank this one, but I'm not sure if he wants to. Basically, what Rogue wants to do at this point is be a little bit more anti-aggro, as in basically just survive on the board. So he's gonna try to do that. He can also sap if he wants to, but I think playing 2 taunts is actually pretty safe. Also, Uncle Sam, thank you so much for the host, and I really appreciate it. This is our special event, and I'm so happy to see you. He's Snoopy ruins his 2nd. I'll meet him for Clash. Alright, so I will find someone else from the next round to spectate. Basically, wait, how did this even happen? I'm basically spectating this match. Okay, I will just okay, I don't know what I will do. We'll see. Playing him now, actually. Why can't I spec you too? When this ends. Okay. He's using the opportunity basically to play Sprint, since Just Saying has played the Doomsayer, so that means that I will spec you in about, I don't know, probably 10-15 minutes or so. I don't know how long this will last, but I do want to spectate that match, so I think that's kind of what we will be doing. No one got overdrawn. I'm sorry for dealing with the messages at the same time as well, because I am talking to the players as well. I think if he plays the Skull King, guys, this is not going to destroy the spells that would normally cost more, but in this case, they cost less because of the espionage. I think all his spells, yeah, Treachery, and every single spell that he got out of Warlock spells that don't cost 1 actually survive Geist. So Geist may have done some work. I think it discarded like Hallucination or something like that, but apart from that, things should be fine. So it was a good time to walk the plank. I don't think he's gonna rush, because Mist Wraith for 4 mana 3/5 is actually a pretty good minion. And I'm not sure if Treachery is ever going to be played in this case. Honestly, I would like to see Valera here. I see a lot of removal, so he's going to be ready to do that. Also, Gul'dan is in hand as well. So at some point, after the demons are played, we're going to see some board refills. This is kind of a risky turn, because he actually can get discarded. Well, actually, Gul'dan can get discarded now if Bouncy decides to mess with Halloween. I think that's exactly what he's gonna do. Cheap Shot is really going to punish this. And Gul'dan gets discarded. PogChamp. That's actually huge. And the synergy with Echo and the Mist Wraith is crazy. So Just Saying seems to be kind of sort of running out of hand. Bouncy is at 14 health, but Twisting Nether got discarded. No more Gul'dan. And basically, we're seeing a Corpse Taker landing on the board to protect the 6/8. I think we're gonna see this trade, so the 3/3 doesn't get contested. Wow, what a turn! Actually, that Halloween was super punishing. I'm not sure I completely agree with it. Maybe Just Saying was kind of counting on Bouncy not having a removal. But when you're playing against someone who may have Warlock cards, there's a slight chance that they're gonna get something to mess with your minions in a proper way. So that's pretty much what happened. And I'm just looking at the bracket. The next match that I'm going to be spectating to make my life easier, I think Fallular is going to be waiting I think Fallular and Storm Fever are going to be playing next. So I will be spectating them next, but they're going to have to wait a little bit. Sorry for a bit of waiting. You'll have to do. But I think it will be cool to spec you two. I mean, this way they basically got through the rounds in a very quick way. And by the way, Bouncy's getting some crazy synergies with Echo and Miss Wraith here. It's actually insane. So, yeah, they're gonna be doing a little bit of waiting. But yeah. I mean, not necessarily true, but we shall see when we get to their match. Right now, we're focusing on Just Saying versus Bouncy, and this is actually turning into a really interesting thing. Unfortunately, for Just Saying, he has lost his Gul'dan, so he's not going to be able to do any sort of comeback on the board. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but Twisting Nether got discarded as well, which I'm pretty sure he's not happy about at this point. The Miss Wraith has gotten so much value because of the amount of Echo cards that Bouncy has had. We still see a Hooked Reaver in hand and a Hellfire that will be able to basically clear things. So yeah, there's still some hope for both players. Rogue is at 14 health. Rogues are not very good at healing, so that may be something to consider as well. I already have a no-show. Yeah, sometimes, like, when your opponents do not... Oh, that's actually another card that discards his stuff unless he plays the weapon. He's been really unlucky with the discards, man. Yeah, sometimes when your opponents do not show up, basically you just progress into another round. If I don't tell you that your match is going to be spectated, then you can go ahead and play your matches. Basically, this is the round 2 that I'm spectating right now. In round 3, I will be spectating Fallular versus Storm Fever. So whoever gets advanced to round 4, please do not start your semi-final matches, because I will be spectating those. Fallular says, "Thank God at least Bouncy isn't tryharding. Big kudos to him, fellow memer of the soul." This is true. Bouncy's decks are actual PogChamp, and this is the reason why we decided to spectate Bouncy. I kind of knew that he was gonna make a... stop whispering you now. That's fine, that's fine. I do appreciate the help, and I'm glad to have someone who at least has a little bit of experience when it comes to the tournaments, because I do have a habit of panicking a little bit when I don't know how to do things. That's okay. Double Corpse Taker, I mean, it prevents, sort of, Lord Godfrey from getting on the board, but there's a Hellfire in hand, so Godfrey, if he wants to, he's going to be able to attack, remaining at 1 HP. Like, he could also damage it, but I don't think he's gonna be going for that. Like, an ideal turn, in my opinion, would be to play the weapon plus the Hellfire, and probably just go face. They're both at low-ish kind of health. By the way, Bouncy has 19 cards, and Just Saying has 6. So Bouncy, thanks to Espionage, has a lot more stuff going on in his deck, and we'll see if that actually helps him. There's a Jiraxxus after, potentially being played after Valera, so we'll see if that actually happens. But Blink Fox getting him a lot of value. Also, there's Rin. I have to say, Bouncy has been getting some of the best Warlock cards whatsoever in the game. It's been pretty lucky for him. This 3/8 gets to contest these 3/3s nicely. Not a lot of ways to deal with the taunt, unless he draws something. He could play Rinch, just protect his face, pretty much. So yeah, that's pretty much what we will do. Again, since this is something you will hear in in like 10 minutes, do not start your round 4 matches. Round 3 can start. All of you can start except for Falula and Storm Fever. Falula has been helping me a lot with the tournament, and I do want to return the favor a little bit and give him a little bit of a spectate. So that's gonna be the round 3 that gets spectated. Round 4 does not get to start. Please, if you get to round 4 is that the semifinals? That is the semifinals. Do not start your semifinals matches until the bracket gets figured out. And yeah, that's pretty much all for the announcements that I have to make for now. We see that there's a lot of blink foxes. Chittering Tunneler can potentially be useful, but the problem with that is that Rogue is at 12 HP, so I'm not sure if it's going to be played. Also, one of the Blood Blooms gets burned, which is kind of okay. Since I doubt that Bouncy will want to turn his health into mana, but we see Warlock also coming back on the board. There's a Tark Reaper, there's also a Sack Pact. In case Jiraxis gets played, I forgot to mention this, he's gonna, well, Bouncy is pretty much going to insta-lose the game due to this card, but I'm pretty sure Bouncy knows that because Sack Pact is the part of the deck list. Let me just double check that. Yes, Sack Pact, 2 copies of Sack Pact are in the deck list, so Bouncy will want to play around that and not play his Jiraxis. So that's pretty much what's happening, and of course for everyone else who's not getting spectated right now, best of luck with all your matches. That's a double Fan of Nice. This doesn't hurt Bouncy when it comes to Fatigue Battle, because Bouncy still has 13 cards in the deck, Warlock has 2. Since Warlock doesn't come back with additional value, especially not with losing Gul'dan, this can potentially be worrying for Warlock. But if Bouncy forgets or doesn't see a Sack Pact being in his deck, there is a chance for an insta loss on his side because of the Sack Pact being present. But I'm pretty sure Bouncy's gonna see that. Playing Sap allows Bouncy to trade. I think he's targeting the Stonehill Defender. Okay, he wants to play the Blood Bloom. Okay, well, I understand this. He may want to empty his hand a little bit, but I don't know actually what the synergy is with Blood Bloom and that being played with Tess. Does Tess then deal damage if she replays the spells? I'm actually not sure. I'm not too sure. Octori wrote in chat, but I didn't see the question. What was the question? Sorry for being 10 minutes delayed, but that is all to protect our players', well, not identities, but basically their hands and everything, which is something I guess everybody can understand. So in case there's a question, I'm really hoping that the chat will be able to answer it. We have again Echo, which is actually pretty nice. I'm just actually really wondering about the synergy between Tess and Blood Bloom being played, because Blood Bloom will get replayed. I just don't know if Bouncy will take any damage from that. Okay, so he's gonna be able to he's gonna be able to basically kill this off by using Cheap Shot and prep maybe the first seal even to just kind of get on the board. And this is a potential demon that Just Saying may want to Sack Pact. Bouncy knows at this point that both Sack Pacts are going to be in hand because those are the last cards that Warlock has. So if he spends one of them, it's still not a big deal. He's gonna know that there's another one happening. Oh, well, there's another one in hand. Bobika, thank you so much for your support, and I'm glad to see you around. I also love Bouncy Knight's decks. I'm kind of talking to the chat at the same time. Hopefully, I'm being somewhat successful at it. I will be addressing the chat, of course, from time to time. And yeah, let's refresh the brackets and see what's happening here. Okay, do we have any people in round 3 except for Falula and Storm Fever? Not really, but I think I hope that they're fine with waiting because it's not a super long tournament. But yeah, I didn't leave anyone out. Yeah, all looks good. And Mitke, the tournament has started. As you can see, we have our first match. This is our round 3? Is this already round 3? How is this round? This is round 2, sorry. No, round 3. Round 2, Bouncy Knight and Just Saying are currently playing, and we can see a pretty crazy board stage from Bouncy Knight, because Bouncy Knight has just played Test. So basically Blood Bloom gets played, but no other cards get played, so that means that Bouncy is not going to take any damage unless he chooses to. We see 6 damage on the board. Basically this one is going to kill off Rin. So he doesn't actually die from this. I think he understands that Just Saying has sack pacts, and he's never really going to play that Jaraxxus. He doesn't even really have to because of Tess. So one of the sack pacts gets spent, and Bouncy is like, haha, I have a Jaraxxus, but I'm not going to play it. So I'm just wondering. Yeah, he doesn't really need to play another sack pact. I think he's just going to try to get on the board with the seals. Unfortunately, we're Just Saying, though, considering the fact that there's a Skull of Manari, Azari will never actually really work, which means he doesn't get to burn his opponent's deck due to the fact that Skull of the Manari is going to pull a 10-10 out on the board. Without the battle cry. I see that Bouncy is very interested in basically playing all the echo cards. There's a Shirvala, and Shirvala costs 0 now due to the fact that Bouncy has played so many spells, and Shirvala gets to trade into the taunt. There's another one on the board, and there's 12 damage currently on the board. Not quite enough for lethal, but I think he's gonna want to go with that Face Collector, at least somewhat, to just see what's wait, he doesn't have to. There's no lethal actually present on board. He gets a King Togwoggle, which I'm pretty sure he's never going to play because his opponent is on fatigue. By the way, Pontons, welcome to chat, and also Mitke, welcome to chat. Lady J is here, Oktori is here, and thanks everyone for the support. Hopefully I'm going to do my job well as a caster. Defile, well, surprisingly, he actually does clear the board, but Just Saying is on fatigue for 3? Yeah, for 3 next turn, so all Bouncy needs to do is basically just end the turn. Bouncy wins by 0-1, and then Bouncy's deck has won. We have just seen Thief Rogue beating a Control Warlock, and this is me doing the quest. And also, we see that Bouncy still has another deck. Let me just see what got banned for Bouncy, because I didn't pay attention to that. Bouncy has his Thief Rogue, and his Quest Priest got banned. So now we're gonna get to see a Kragwa Shudderwalk Shaman from Bouncy, and from Just Saying side, we're gonna see either a Spell Hunter or a Control Warlock. So we'll see whichever he chooses. Let me just update the score. The score is 1-0. 1-0. I'm gonna put BJ, which pretty much means Bouncy Just Saying. Hopefully this is clear enough. I'm sorry for not writing full names. I didn't really do the whole interface thing. So yeah, I'm hoping this looks decent enough, and you will know who the players are. Now we're seeing, actually I want to check out this Shudderwalk deck that Bouncy has. He has 1 copy of Earthshock, Prince Kelasath also in the deck, Elise the Trailblazer, which is what I'm really interested in. There's also the Stormbringer spell, which is something that I'm going to have to admit I've never seen played in ladder on purpose, as in I've never seen a person actually just having it in deck and playing it, so I do want to see this. Warlock deck is actually pretty consistent itself, so I think it has potential to beat pretty much any deck because of the fact that it has 2 Nosferatus. If he chooses to play, for example, a Warlock again, he has a huge potential to play either Demonic Project or Nosferatu and discard or change or transmute somehow Bouncy's Shudderwalk, Bouncy's Kragwa, Bouncy's, I don't know what else is important. Zentima is also pretty important. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Mitke is asking if he's missed round 1. Let me just check out the bracket and see what's happening. Mitke has not missed round 1. Mitke is supposed to, or was supposed to play against Fabled. I think Fabled is the name. The check-in was 15 minutes before the tournament. I really hope you did check into it. And basically, you two are still apparently in the match. Let me just enter the match really quickly and check it out again.
He can check in.
What?
I think he can check in because both of them are like inactive. So
yeah,
first is.
Yeah, exactly. If you are there.
Maybe you should type him down.
Yeah, I will. Okay, I'm hoping they can still check in. And then if Mythica's opponent is not here, then he will be able to make progress. We see that Jusing has chosen to go with the Spell Hunter. Spell Hunter with having a lot of aggression is just able to basically overrun any kind of, let's say, any kind of fun that happens on ladder or out of ladder or tavern brawl or anywhere else. Basically, it has enough consistency to do this. By the way, Lady J, thank you so much for the host. Get timers for round 4, just accept them, but don't go any farther and wait. Falular is right. I'm gonna use the cap locks because Falular has used caps in chat, so I'm gonna do the same thing and and yell in chat as well. So, waiting for player to reconnect. Wait, who has disconnected? Is it me? Is it who's disconnected? Apparently we have a disconnect, but I'm not sure on which side. Huh, I'm wondering if any of the players have disconnected. I can try to leave and Just Saying has shortly disconnected, but that's okay. Bouncy is of course going to wait for him. Falular was completely right. None of the round 4 matches should be played. If you get a round 4, the semifinals match invite or whatever, do not start your match because there's a chance that you might be spectated. If you start it, then that means we're for sure not spectating your match. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And yeah, I think so far we're making some great progress. We see that Spellhunter has gotten on the board, but we also see 2 copies of Volcano in hand. I'm not sure Bouncy wants to spend the Volcano, like, right now, because he's probably going to play around the possibility of Spellstone. Serenade Chingang actually blocks the aggression really well for at least 1 turn. Of course, minions get traded in, but I think this is actually a really nice kind of stalling turn. Also, Bone Mare costs 5, and I think I missed out on the moment when that happened, but Bouncy has played Farsight and gotten himself a Bone Mare. A discounted Bone Mare, which would be nice if he had some minions, but I think he has enough spells to pretty much defend himself. Also, we see something really, really powerful in Hunter's hand. We see To My Side after To My Side. So if he ever decides to play a Volcano on To My Side, Just Saying is going to be able to basically just replay the card and get straight back on the board. We also see that Zuljin is present in the hand. I kind of like this turn because it gets him on the board enough. The secret that Justin has is Explosive Trap, so that pretty much means that this one is not going to be vulnerable to any freezes. It's going to be able to trade. He's going to want to play either some kind of removal or heal himself somehow. He doesn't really have anything to heal himself with, but I think it may be a good time to consider Volcano because he only gets to trade into one of the minions. So that's definitely something that he could do. We see 2 Volcanoes and we are seeing second To My Side in Justin's hands. So both players are having really decent hands. I honestly would consider playing like Hex. I don't know. Hex is a little bit risky because if he hexes Misha, there's still gonna be 7 damage on the board. But if he Volcanoes, he just clears. I think he decided to play Volcano because he has another one in case a Spellstone gets played. So we'll see what Just Saying decides to do. I think he will most likely he will most likely just replay his To My Side. There's technically no better turn. He could play Deathstalker Rexar, but if you play Zul'jin after Deathstalker Rexar, you're losing the ability to build beasts. There's no Spellstone in hand, so I wouldn't see the reason to play the Wandering Monster. We see a Hoffer appearing on the board, so it's pretty much additional pressure. What he could also do is he could play Bone Mare and basically give a taunt to the Healing Totem, which is also pretty good. Could you just turn down the sound a little bit? Because I can hear myself and it's a little bit distracting. I'm fine with hearing it, I just don't want to hear it too much. It's all good. I think he's gonna go with Bone Mare. He is vulnerable to double kill command. Waiting on my round 2 opponent, their games are taking super long or they're not busy at the moment. Let me check that out. Let me check what happened in round 2. Okay, well, let me just make a short break. Sorry for not casting at the moment. Trying to find... Okay, Thomas MC and Mighty Knight. Okay, let's see. Are you waiting for the winner? Okay, we see that, sorry for not casting, I was just addressing some questions in the chat. Basically, we see that Hunter has been pretty aggressive there, kill command has been spent, and Bouncy is only at 9 HP, so I'm guessing that the, what's the name of this minion? Bog Slusher is gonna be played and maybe even evolved. Regarding the secrets, we see a Wandering Monster and Explosive Trap, so no Rat Trap. If he decides to play an Unstable evolution, he's going to basically have a chance to get a taunt without proccing the rat. I can ask them if they're playing. I will. Okay, I will ask. I have to ask Thomas or Mighty if they are playing, just to make sure. Okay, they are playing. As you can see, Thomas MC is doing a battle with a friend. He's playing against Mighty Knight, and they are playing. I'm not gonna bother them, but I will let you know that they are playing. Okay, there we go. As you could see, they're both in their play mode, or maybe you weren't able to see it because of the camera, but they are in their play mode. They're both playing against a friend, so I would safely assume that they're playing against each other. If I come back to the game, we see that the Spellstone has been played, so the Spellstone is vulnerable to Volcano, but... does Bouncy have any heals in the deck? Let's actually check that out. I'm not super familiar with his deck. There's 2 copies of Healing Rains, and there's also Avalanche that freezes a minion and deals 3 damage to the adjacent one, so that could also save him. We see Tarim getting played. Tarim allows Galaka Crawler and the Bog Slosher to trade in, and since he's not going to be going face, he's not going to proc the Wandering Monster or the Explosive Trap. I assume at least he's not going to be going face. That's actually strange. He's decided to not trade in. I'm not sure if this is a great turn to use the Unstable Evolution. I would not go face. If I were him, I would try to. That's actually strange. I assumed he wasn't gonna proc the Explosive Trap. Maybe he wants to go face and proc the Unstable. VJ, yeah, he just saw that. It's the way to. Okay, I think he's gonna try to get a taunt or something from the Unstable Evolution. He's kind of running out of time, so hopefully he does it soon enough. I think he ran out of time to use the Unstable Evolution on Bog Slaughter. Not sure if going face there was the right thing to do. Let's see if there's a punish for him. Oh, Rexar is actually super punishing because these go face, and with Candle Shot, Just Saying is going to actually close this game and have lethal. Going face and trying to proc the secrets was a little bit risky, but I can understand that he wanted to damage his minions before playing the Unstable Evolution. So I get what happened there, and People, chat, do not laugh at the way I mark players. It's fine. It's BJ means Bouncy Knight versus Just Saying. I didn't realize that I made anything compromising, and now the chat is making fun of me. That's okay. I'm going to edit this score because now we are seeing a 1-1 score for both Bouncy and Just Saying. Our third game is going to be Shaman that you just saw against a Warlock that you also saw in the first game. So we're waiting for them to start. Mitka, the spectate matches have already, well, most of them have been decided. Basically, I'm going to repeat the announcement. For round 2, we're currently spectating Bouncy and Just Saying. For round 3, Falular versus Storm Fever. I'm actually going to write it down. So the whole chat can see it. Falular versus Storm Fever. And round 4 spec, not known yet. Do not start your semi-final matches. Okay, there we go. So basically now the chat knows kind of the order of the spectates that we're going to be doing. I basically decided to predetermine some people because it's going to be a lot easier for me to monitor the bracket without worrying who's going to finish which game first. So that's pretty much the reason why we decided to do that. So basically, yeah, there's only one other bracket except for the one where the winner of Falular versus Storm Fever or Mitka versus someone will be going to. So basically, there's only one bracket that should not be starting. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Call me Manu High. Tournament is at 12 p.m. Can't join. Feels bad, man, but tournament has already actually started. We are seeing our third game of the tournament in our first match of the tournament. Also, if I happen to organize a tournament for another server, like next month or something like that, I will make sure that the timing of the tournament is appropriate. Oh, this is a huge burn. So Thrall the Death Seer gets burned, and I see that Bouncy is not too happy about that. He still has some important cards in the deck, but this is what I was talking about when I mentioned this Warlock. This is a super strong version of Warlock that has the potential to just burn all these legendaries that can do things that are quite uncomfortable. Actually, Prince Kalisat getting a double buff from Bog Slosher is not a small deal because his whole deck now is going to be double buffed, which was a huge turn for Bouncy. But apparently not anymore because he only gets a Witchwood Piper now since his what's it called? His Kalisat got demonic projected. Can you say demonic projected? I guess it's an okay word. But anyway, I think he's pretty happy with getting to keep the Lich King. So yeah, that's also something to consider. So yeah, chat, I see that is reacting to Peanut Shaman. Not actually sure if this is considered Peanut Shaman, like the version that Bouncy Knight is playing right now. But it's definitely really interesting. Bouncy has a habit of making his own decks, so I will have to ask later if this is somebody else's list or if it's his. But it looks unique enough, and I kind of enjoy watching both of these decks. Warlock has a huge potential to just wreck OTK decks, to burn their combo pieces, and to just, leave you with a few minions that are not really doing anything unless they are, unless they're combined in a super awesome combo that just cannot be beat. But so far, both players seem to be doing okay. It's gonna be a very interesting match for sure. If he wants to play the Lightning Storm, I don't see what he would play as a 1-drop. Maybe a Firefly, but if he doesn't want to, if he wants to get the damage the 3 damage proc possibility, I guess he would have totemed up. But he's gonna choose to play the Firefly. Firefly is kind of vulnerable to Hellfire. We still haven't seen Hellfire, but Bouncy has decided not to play around it. Warlock is at 50 HP, and since he doesn't have Thrall in his hand, he's decided to basically play on board. We see that there's a Hooked Reaver in hand, which cannot currently be dealt with if it happens to be played. Also, Nosferatu is here, but I think this turn is a little bit too risky for that. We see a Doomsayer as well. If Bouncy doesn't find a way to deal with the taunt and with the Doomsayer, he can easily lose the board here. And there's a Hex being burned. Hex, oh my god, there's a second Hex being drawn. The first one gets burned. But we see a second one being drawn, and he's going to be able to trade with the Flame Elemental, and if he chooses so, he could also proceed face with all his minions. That was crazy. 2 hexes in a row, one getting burned, the second one getting drawn, and allowing Mousy to go face here. He may have regretted not playing Doomsayer here instead of the Nosferatu. Oh wait, is this a demon? Wait, this is a demon, sorry, I thought he targeted this one for a second, and I knew that was an elemental. I was like, what? What is happening? But, but yeah, I don't know what you guys will be thinking about this, but so far, I'm seeing a very exciting match. What we're seeing here is just trying to get on the board, pretty much. I'm just wondering if Bouncy is going to decide to try to find a way to deal with this Doomsayer. Playing Farsight is kind of the only thing that makes sense here. There's an Elise for 2 mana. Elise for 2 mana is actually kind of sort of huge. I think he's just going to let the board go, because he does have the Lich King to play on curve next turn if he chooses to. Yeah, I think he's just gonna let it go, and next turn we see that there's a Skulking Geist. Skulking Geist targets in Bouncy's deck are 1 Earth Shock and 2 Unstable Evolutions, which are gonna get burned if Justine decides to do that. I don't have an opponent. Mitki, I'm going to check the bracket right now. You're probably not going to see this for another 10 minutes, but I will reply in chat. You say you don't have an opponent. Let me check that. They're still playing. They are still playing. You are waiting. You are waiting for the winner of Zeronix versus Xenex. When they are finished, you will get your opponent. I see you in the bracket, but you're gonna have to give them a little bit more time because they seem to be playing the decks that are basically taking a while, but that's okay. So yeah, Mitsuki is patiently waiting for his opponents, but yeah, they're still playing. Yeah, that's true. The other match is currently ongoing. You can check the bracket, and we see that Warlock is at 5 HP currently. The Skulking Geist gets to trade into Elise, and Godfrey gets to clear the board. So that means no minions for Bone Mare. There's an Avalanche not doing much right now. He could choose to play a Flame Elemental in Bone Mare, or he could just go with 1 minion, for example, the Lich King. I think Bouncy's putting his faith into the Lich King, and I do not blame him for that. He could get Death Coil, he could get a Frostmourne, he could get even a Doom Pact if he needs to for Gul'dan. I think Doom Pact is one of the more useless spells right now. So yeah, Arcane Tyrant, also welcome to the chat. What program are you using? This is the Hearthstone interface. Okay, I'm gonna reply to the question right now because I'm not sure if Arcane Tyrant is gonna be able to see the message later. So yes, to spectate these games, anyone can do this. All you need to do is basically use Hearthstone integrated interface. Both players need to invite you to spectate, and you'll be able to see all their games. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Can you use the same decks in this tournament? What do you mean? By the way, here we see that Bouncy has emerged triumphant in a battle against this Warlock. So we have Bouncy winning this match by 2-1. That was actually some crazy serious. Warlock has just run out of hell. GG's. GG's for all, for both of the players. Let me just update the score. How do I update the score? Oh, okay, there we go. So we currently have a 2-1 for Bouncy. Bouncy versus Just Saying match. And yeah, Mitke is asking if he can play the same deck 2 times. No, if you win with it. Yes, if you lose with it. Okay, that is the Conquest. That is the Conquest format. Okay, there we go. So GG's to both players. We shall now be spectating. We should now be watching the game versus, well, Falular versus Stormfever. Let me just check the bracket. I think this is what's going to be happening. So this is round 3. Falular versus Stormfever. Whenever you are ready. Okay, let's send this message to both, because this is our next match. What happened?
Lucky shot.
What, you hit him in the face?
Yeah, threw 4 minions and I was dead-o next turn.
Okay, so basically, whenever Stormfever and Falular are ready, we are going to be spectating. Their games. I'm trying to Inflation Shutterwalk. That was a great game. Bouncy and Justine, thank you so much for awesome games. That was pretty nice. Let me just update the names. Here we have
Mitke, I'm waiting for you.
Okay, Mitke, you have gotten your opponent. Let me just announce that. You have an opponent. Okay, Mitke will be announced in chat. Falular versus Stormfever. That is going to be our FS match, and currently is going to be 0 versus, well, 0-0, I guess. Okay, awesome. Wait, where's my Hearthstone? Where's my Hearthstone? Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Okay, our next match. Let me see what Falular and Stormfever are doing. Send me an invite when you are ready. Okay, there we go. Right now we are waiting for our 2 players to get ready, and basically I'm not gonna write anything down in chat because I don't want to spoil the experience. But basically this is gonna be. Can I play the next match? Yes, Bouncy can play his next match, and the only one that we're spectating right now is Stormfever versus Falular as soon as they are ready to start. They are currently preparing to battle each other, and I just want to jump to bracket and basically tell you what their decks are. Let me just find them in here. Okay, so on Falular's side, we are seeing a banned Mecha'thun Warlock. We are seeing a Xerix Cloning Gallery Priest, and we are seeing a Kalasath Rogue with Hypemon. Oh my god! Falular is playing Hypemon Rogue. That's actually so nice. I love that card. On Stormfever's side, we are seeing Odd Rogue. We are seeing a warrior that got banned, the Baku warrior, the odd one. And we're seeing a mid-range hunter that will be played for sure. So let's spectate Falular and let's ask for an invite from Stormfever. Let's do that right now. Stormfever. Okay, I can spectate him myself, and hopefully if I click, I think I'm gonna be able to see both people. Yes. Okay. So the first game. That is fine. Just upload something random. Make sure the results are correct though. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're seeing our first match. We're seeing Oddrogue versus Xerix Cloning Gallery Priest. Sometimes Xerix Cloning Gallery kind of has a hard time dealing with Rogue's minions early on. But we see there's a Spirit Lash. I think Falular is going to want that Thanos at some point as well. I think that coining out Vicious Fledgling is something that really makes sense. And Mass Hysteria is going to do a lot of work here if Stormfever doesn't find a way to completely play around it. I don't think Falula ever wants that bird to hit his face, so he's just going to deal with him straight away. Yeah, if there's any questions regarding the matches or anything, you're free to use the chat as well or message me in my friends list. I am answering the questions to the best of my abilities. Hopefully I'm able to basically catch it all. And yeah, good luck to another match. Let me just quickly see who else is playing in the bracket. Where is the bracket? Where is the bracket? Ah! Okay, I want to find the bracket to see what's happening. We see that Falula are still not in trouble here. This is turn 4, and I'm assuming this Henge Clan Thug is going to land soon. Because there's enough tools on the board to play around Mass Hysteria correctly. There's nothing on the board that could potentially kill the Henge Clan Thug. And Henge Clan Thug is potentially going to be really dangerous. Let's check out the bracket shortly to see who else is playing. Basically, some of our round 3 matches are Falula versus Stormfever that we're looking at right now. Zeronix versus Mitke, good luck to both. Bouncy Knight versus Bobby, also good luck to both. And Nufflebeer is waiting for his opponent. Thomas MC versus Mighty Knight are currently playing, so that's the last... that's pretty much the last pair that still hasn't finished the round 2. We're seeing Fungalmancer landing. If it lands exactly here between these minions, this is actually a board that is now susceptible to Mass Hysteria. But Stormfever as an aggro deck doesn't always have the ability to play around these. He decides to kill off Lyra on the board, just so it doesn't create additional value for Falula. Mass Hysteria here is like the only answer. Okay, basically, if you forget to upload the screens, it doesn't matter, you're not going to get disqualified or anything like that. Just make sure you're catching the print screens so you can upload them, but if you forget, it's fine. You're not going to get banned or anything, but I'm hoping, since this is a community tournament, I'm hoping that both of you are going to be honest enough and basically not upload like false results or anything like that. This is a huge problem now for Falula because currently we're seeing that he doesn't really have a good way to deal with the Henge Clan Thug. It's hitting his face real hard. We see Cold Blood in hand, we see Fungalmancer, we see a lot of stuff that is dealing damage. And I think he's going to try to go off with Lyra into something amazing, like Spirit Lash. Oh, Spirit Lash actually discovers him the silence. He gets to silence this and put it back to 3. So let's see how much damage Rogue actually has. I think he should have enough. Yeah, he has enough with the dagger and the cold blood. This is going to be a very quick lethal for Stormfever against Xerx's Cloning Gallery Priest. Sometimes Xerx's Cloning Gallery just struggles to deal with rogue boards early on, but if they get their spellstones going, Rogue doesn't really have a good win condition there. Let's update the score. It is currently 1-0 for Stormfever. Stormfever's Odd Rogue has emerged victorious, and now Stormfever has, what does he have left? Stormfever has a mid-range Hunter left, as I can see. Yeah, mid-range Hunter with double Savannah Highmane with 1 Tundra Rhino. And Falula still has his Cloning Gallery Priest and has his Hypemon Rogue. So we are going to see a really exciting game of Hearthstone. I actually cannot wait to see which decks Falula has chosen. I just want to take a quick look at the bracket to see what is going on with the other potential semifinal. Basically, we're gonna see who are we gonna see in the semifinals. In the top bracket, we're gonna see a winner of Falula versus Stormfever and a winner of Zeronix versus Mitke. Well, one of these players. And then the lower bracket is winner of Bouncy versus Bobby and Nufflebeer versus someone who still hasn't played their deck. Actually, Mighty Knight and Thomas MC have just played their matches, so they're basically uploading the results right now. And Nufflebeer is soon going to get an opponent, so we're going to probably be able to spectate yet another round 3 before the semifinals start. I'm just going to spectate into someone if we happen to have time remaining before the semifinals. Is this all good? Everything's fine?
Yeah, we're playing. We're
okay,
enjoying.
good. Okay. If there's any questions or anything whatsoever, feel free to explain or whatever you're doing. Alright, so we're seeing a match, mid-range hunter versus...
Apparently there is a problem. I mean, not a problem, but Midke is sad because I banned his OTK deck.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, that's definitely a reason for Midke to be a little bit sad. Maybe. Okay, we're seeing a Crackling Razor Maul. This is such a busted start for Hunter. Like, this is going to be a 3-2 into probably a 4-3, and it's going to be very, very difficult for Priest to deal with that. Except for, well, if he can decide to spend Holy Smite into Holy Smite to deal with the 4-3. I'm assuming that Fulur is not really happy about this, But I guess 2 of the Holy Smites are gonna go straight into this Dire Maul. We see though that Stormfever doesn't really have anything to play on turn 3 just yet, except for, well, a spell, either Master's Call or Kill Command. Master's Call is a much better choice. I doubt he would have wanted to just spend his Kill Command. He's gonna want to play this Gargoyle and trade in because he's desperately going to need that coin. First to buff his Spellstone and maybe to get an early Mass Hysteria or Spirit Lash or Psychic Scream or whatever he manages to find. So, what we're seeing is a handful of beasts. We're seeing an Animal Companion, we're seeing Timberwolf and Dire Maul and Springpaw. 3 of these got drawn out of his Master Skull, and it's a really explosive hand right now. I think we're gonna see the trade into the Gargoyle because he's gonna want to protect his Crackling Razor Maw and also his Timberwolf. No additional pressure this turn, but I think this is quite enough pressure. I'm guessing this Shadow Visions is going to be played straight away. Either a Psychic Scream or Mass Hysteria. Mass Hysteria is a little bit risky. Because there's a chance that minions are not going to be able to kill each other on next turn. What he could also do is he could double coin Psychic Scream on next turn and super buff the Spellstone. The bad thing is he does not really have any minions to resummon with the Spellstone. There was no Shadow Essence as you could see. Spirit Lash basically just kills off the Timberwolf and heals him for 2. I'm not sure if it's worth it. I think he's just gonna want to hero power his face. So that's pretty much gonna be it for his turn. Mass Hysteria in combination with a potential Scavenging Hyena on board that does not die could be devastating, but I think all of these minions, if they were to be subjects to Mass Hysteria, would actually kill each other. Fulur being at 7 health, I am assuming this is not comfortable at all, but this is actually a crazy top deck. Blood Mage Thanos into Spirit Lash gets to clear the board and heal Fulur for a lot. Coin into heal is buffing both of these Spellstones. Not a lot on these Spellstones. We have the Gargoyle and we have Thalnos so far. Not a lot of minions. He's gonna want to have statues. He's gonna want to have Lich Kings. Let me just check shortly what Fulur has in his deck. Let me take a look. He has 1 copy of Obsidian Statue, 1 Malygos, 1 Lich King, Shadow Reaper Anduin also, Prophet Valen, Ziliax, Witchwood Grizzly, 1 copy, Lyra, 2 Gargoyles, and 2 Radiant Elementals. So technically he's going to have to try to high roll a little bit with his Shadow Visions drawns or something, so he'll be able to resummon a taunt or something that heals him. So yeah, I'm glad. I'm just reading at the chat. I'm glad, Thomas MC. I'm glad to see that you guys have found your way. When it comes to figuring things out, ooh, this is so dangerous. Thunder Rhino on board and Savannah Highmane being drawn. Is that lethal? This is 9 damage with Savannah? How much damage is it with Kill Command? don't exactly see lethal. I don't know if it could happen. Maybe with the hyena into Lynx's trading into stuff. Oh wait, that still isn't lethal. Stormfever is very close to having lethal, but I don't think he's quite there. He has 2 copies of Hunter's Marks in his hand, which are not very useful, but Savannah Highmane having that charge would be pretty devastating for Falula, because Falula currently, except for Mass Hysteria, doesn't really have a removal in hand. He has yet another Spellstone that would resummon something, but I don't think this is lethal. Is it lethal? I think it's just a hyena with a lot of pressure on board. But Lynx gives additional 2 damage. No, he's just gonna leave him. He's just gonna leave him at 5, so he's vulnerable to kill command. Kill command heal. He's gonna have to find something, and he's gonna have to be able to heal in the same turn. I actually am not super experienced with Zarek's Coin Gallery Priest, so this is gonna be a little bit difficult. What he could also do is he could get the coin and try to do something with Radiant Elemental into Shadow Visions, and maybe even get like a Shadow Essence or something. Not sure if this is gonna work out for Falula. And I mean, it's definitely an interesting match, but. What does he want? He's really low rolling on this Shadow Visions. He really wanted to get a Shadow Essence or something like that. He can trade and actually Psychic Stream, but the problem is we see the kill command in his hand. Mass Hysteria is not going to allow him to heal, which is also kind of a... Yeah, having a beast on board is kind of a problem for Falula at the moment. He concedes not knowing whether or not there's a beast in hand, but there is definitely most likely a beast in hand, and I think Falula knows this. This was actually a very quick round 3. GG's for both players. It was a quick sweep by Stormfever. Congrats on that. Basically, that was one of our round 3s. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch to Spectate, as in, since we still have time for round 3, and we know that Stormfever is advancing further, so let me just update the score to 0-2. Basically, I will be switching the Spectate to, I can't switch to Zeronix versus Meeta. I can switch to Bouncy versus Bobby, because Philip is here, and he can't listen to the cards that Meetka is having, so I can't spectate that match. But let's see what Bouncy Knight and Bobby are doing. Basically, we can go back to Bouncy's decks and to Bobby's decks. How am I gonna do B versus B? Or Bo versus Bo? I can't basically. I can't. Bobo. Yeah, it's gonna be a Bobo. Okay, let's see. We get to see Bouncies. This is still round 3, by the way. Do not start your round 4s. Okay, no one should start their round 4 semifinals. Okay, basically, I have just entered into Bouncy Knight versus Bobby's match, and here we can see... I don't know what the score is. I'm actually going to ask Bouncy what the score is. What is the score? So let's figure out this. Bobby is... I'm going to have to write this down. Okay, we have Bobby, Bob, and we have Bouncy. Bouncy, it's 0-1 for Bobby, so that means Bobby is winning by 1 game. I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm gonna be jumping into these round 3s, well, as much as I can. Basically, we're seeing... Oh, actually, this is still not it, right? We have a Hooked Reaver, we have, to be played... Actually, Bouncy needs to discover something that will keep him alive. Something like a Twisting Nether. He has 2 shots from Hallucination. Bob, Bouncy. This is what we're seeing right now. He actually has discovered Hooked Reaver, but I think he's going to want to go for Hallucination because Hooked Reaver doesn't really keep him alive because there's enough damage on board to basically deal with these things and figure it out. There's a lot of power in Bobby's hand currently, so this could potentially be a really fast turn, a really fast game too. But what he could do is he could play double Hooked Reaver. Let me see if this helps. 7, that actually does help him. He's still alive. He is still most likely alive. I see Bone Mare. Wait, if Bone Mare lands... Yeah, with Bone Mare, he also survives. He could go for Homunculus. This is actually, I mean, Bouncy has a way to survive. Maybe, somehow, if he gets... I don't know what he's had from Tess. So we're gonna have to wait and see that. Let me see who else is playing. After this match is done, we're gonna jump to probably Nufflebeer versus Mighty Knight because they've just started with their game. Bone Mare has a really nice trade into Hooked Reaver, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna... I don't know if we're gonna see these minions. Maybe we are, because he has Gul'dan in his hand, so he's gonna want to resummon his demons with Gul'dan. Rogue being at 4 HP, he's gonna have to find something completely amazing. Ziliax, I don't think Ziliax actually cuts it. It heals him for 6 if he plays Ziliax twice, and trades into 8 too. So I think he's gonna use the magnetic thing. Actually, that kind of works. Bouncy gets to live another turn. Actually, this is 2 taunts. This is actually even better. He's not playing around Hellfire, but this actually... Okay, this still keeps him alive, even though there is a Defile in hand that will allow Bobby to basically clear the board without giving him some additional heals. I think I would have liked seeing, maybe seeing Ziliax attached to one another. Okay, so Bobby is established on board. There's a lot of damage. Bouncy's still hanging at 5, but let's see if he can actually get anything. Not sure what Tess is doing, because I haven't been here during this game, but we'll see what gets played. Tess summons 2 Hooked Reavers, but they do not get a taunt because the cards get summoned without a battle cry. And there's a Witchwood Imp. Basically, there's enough damage, so this is gonna be a 2-0 for Bob Bo. This is one of our round 3 matches. So Bob versus Bo. Bobby, GG's. For advancing, and Bouncy, thank you for letting me spectate. What we're gonna do is we're gonna jump quickly to, let's see who's playing. Nufflebear is playing against Mighty Knight, so let's actually spectate them. How do I do that? Let me just find them. Okay, let's spectate Mighty Knight, and then we're gonna jump into Nufflebear's hand and see what the score is. So I want to show you as much as I can from round 3. No one has... Actually, Stormfever has advanced to round 4, but he's not going to be able to play his match until we figure out whether or not Zeronix is going to be in semifinals, because if he is, I cannot spectate him. So Stormfever is not going to get spectated in round 3 if Zeronix wins, so we're going to have to wait and see. I want to find Nufflebear. Okay, please send me an invite. So I can see both of these cards. We see Rexar here being played, and I'm pretty sure this was a Spell Hunter. On Nufflebear's side, we're seeing something that looks like an Even Warlock, and I'm pretty sure. Okay, basically, I will not start from the beginning. I will basically jump in here. What is the score? Okay, I hope I'm doing this well enough. I'm actually trying to multitask big time and update these things. 0-0. Okay, awesome. So we have Nufflebear, which will be a K, and we have a Mighty Knight, which will be an M. So we currently have a 0-0 score, and we have a match where Hunter seems to not not be doing too well unless he finds some beasts that will actually help him heal. Zombies doesn't really do much. He needs to somehow try to get rid of the board. There's a snake trap, also not preventing the face damage. There's 17 damage, so he's gonna have to find a crazy way to do this. This is a Wind Fury, but it doesn't have a charge. And this doesn't kill a lot of things. It kills the 7/7, but if it kills the 7/7, there's still a lot of damage on board. He could bluff him with a secret to try to make Nufflebeer think this is a freeze trap. So yeah. That's pretty much how it is. I'm hoping the scoreboard is clear to everyone. We see that Nufflebeer here wins against something that looks like this is a Spell Hunter versus Evenlock. Let me just update the score. So it is currently 1-0 for Nufflebeer versus Mighty Knight. Let me just quickly jump to their match to see what decks they have so I can tell you. Okay, let me see. Okay, we have Mighty Knight with a Control Warlock, with Spell Hunter, and with Shirvala OTK Pally, which got banned. Also, we have Nufflebeer with Priest. I think this is Mind Blast Priest, and then we have his banned Odd Rogue, and we have his Evenlock that I believe we just saw winning. Yes, we're right. They're 1 versus 0, so 1-0 for Nufflebeer against Mighty Knight, and now we are seeing a match, a Spell Hunter versus a Mind Blast Priest. Always an exciting match to watch. I would say that here, Mind Blast Priest sometimes has a little bit of an upper hand because of all the psychic screams. But you can never really know with Rexxar. With Rexxar, you can just, I don't know, like, most incredible things can happen, and I wouldn't say that any of the players is actually advantageous here. So Bobby is waiting for the winner of this match. Bobby and Storm Fever are one of our first semi-finalists. They have advanced to round 4. Storm Fever is waiting for the winner of Zeronix and Mitke's match. And Bobby is waiting for the winner of Mighty Knight versus 1-1. Okay, so we have the newest update. Zeronix versus Mitke are 1-1. I'm going to take a micro break. I just need to go to the bathroom really quickly. So you're going to have a silent cast for about 30 seconds, but I shall be right back. And hopefully I'm able to follow the game. I will be right back. The caster is leaving her chair and coming back soon. Okay, Okay, the caster has returned. The man with the red beard, thank you so much for the host. And welcome all of your 68 viewers. Thank you so much. I am doing well, and let's actually thank the man with the red beard. Thanks for the host. Thank you so much. Your caster has returned from her micro break, and you still can't see me going on a break. What we're gonna do is we're gonna give a little shout out to the man with the red beard in case there's a 10-minute delay. There's a 10-minute delay since we have a tournament. Are doing a community tourney. Okay, so basically you will see me greeting you in about 10 minutes, and I have to take everything back that I said about a hunter. I see that it is turn 8, that the hunter already has Rexar. There's a very scary zombieast in hand, a 4/5 that is not very easy for Priest to deal with. Priest is at 13 health, but let's not... I don't know if he should spend the Cabal Shadow Priest. This is also kind of a risky turn because he knows... Nufflebeard knows that Mighty Knight has the potential to build strong beasts where Anduin could get value, but I think Anduin has to go towards his own win condition as well. And of course, everyone from the Man with the Red Beard stream, welcome. And I just wrote the message in chat, but I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this. Since this is a spell hunter, he relies on having like Rock the Lyre and everything, so this... yeah, this is not going to get Psychic Streamed, even though there's a certain merit to this getting Psychic Streamed. So his Rock the Lyre and his To My Side don't work, but the Priest right now is pretty stable at 18 HP. This is a very, very scary Zombeast. This Zombeast practically allows Hunter to have a charge on every single minion that pretty much gets played out of the hero power, unless the Priest has has either Psychic Stream or a way to remove everything. Omega Medic is actually super good for Priest because the Priest is stabilizing. Priest comfortably sitting at 28 HP. We are seeing, we saw Tundra Rhino getting Psychic Streamed. It will still be able to get replayed, but now Mighty Knight has to find some new ways to establish some pressure on board. The score has not changed. It is still 1-0 for what's it called? For Nufflebeard against Mighty Knight. I just want to jump into bracket quickly. Can you just tell me how your match is going?
It's currently 1-1, and we're starting our third game because we had some issues with queuing.
Okay.
Mitke thought that when he wins with the deck, he plays it again, so...
Yeah, he asked the question in chat. He wasn't gonna cheat or anything, he just didn't know. Okay, good.
Everything is fine now.
Okay, so. Good. Okay, we have the Crushing Walls. Actually, two of pretty scary minions got played on the sides. I would consider that maybe a little bit of a misstep from Nufflebeard's side. Let me just see if Crushing Walls is actually present originally in the deck. I'm pretty sure it is. But that's still fine. Priest, like, I would say that every single value from the Priest is completely valuable. The Cantaloupe, thank you so much for the host. The Cantaloupe is hosting us for 124 viewers. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Let's give a shout out to the Cantaloupe and just let them know that we have a 10-minute delay because of tourney casting. I will give you the link. I will give you the link to the bracket so you can see what's going on. Sorry for not having the command. Basically, this is the bracket, and everyone who's here, welcome, and I hope you have a great time with us. Currently, we're seeing a match in round 3. Basically, the Priest has managed to find 2 copies of Mind Blast and was able to go face as much as he can. This is what I was talking about when I said that sometimes Priest is slightly favored against a spell hunter that turns into Rexar, because if he manages to get their psychic streams going, basically sometimes hunter can get in trouble. We saw a quick win of That was sorry. That was the Mind Blessed Priest against Hunter, and basically we have if I'm not mistaken, we saw a 2-0 of Knucklebeer versus Mighty Knight. So basically that happened, and we are going to find another match to spectate. Hopefully we have a match to spectate. I'm really avoiding spectating you because you're sitting next to me and you're not supposed to be listening to the cards. That your opponent has in the deck. Can you go on with next round, or do you want to spectate again? Let me check the bracket. And then I will give you the answer to that. Okay, if I refresh the bracket, let's see what's happening. I am pretty sure that we have most of our matches played, but for now, we see Bobby versus Knucklebeer. Actually, this can be the semifinals that I will be casting rather than casting one of you guys. So I will cast...
We are finishing anyway.
Okay. I will cast your match versus Bobby. So basically this is the match that I will be casting right now. We see that Bobby and Knucklebeer are supposed to be playing. So whenever they are ready, we're gonna cast our first semifinals of the day, Bobby versus Knucklebeer. Our second cast is going to, be maybe Storm Fever versus Meatke if Meatke wins. If Zeronix wins, we're not going to spectate him because, as I said, he's sitting next to me and he's not supposed to, he's not supposed to be listening to whatever I'm going to say. Okay, I just said Cantaloupe is asking where'd my chat go, and I say they're in awe by my production value. I'm actually super proud, and I feel super good about my current production value, since this is the first community tournament that I am casting, and I think I'm doing a damn good job at it. I hope so. Let's find, who am I supposed to be casting? I just said, basically Bobby versus Knucklebeer. Bobby is where? Bobby is preparing to battle a friend, so that means that Knucklebeer is also supposed to be battling a friend. By the way, for everyone who's here, welcome. Sorry that we have a 10-minute delay today. I'm doing these monthly community tournaments that, of course, everybody's able to apply for whenever we do that. But yeah, I guess last Friday or first Friday of the month is when we're gonna be doing them. We're gonna be doing them once per month. You're all welcome to apply. Also, whoever is here, feel absolutely welcome. Feel free to join the chat, to comment on the games, and I will actually repost the bracket again so you can see what's happening. And yeah, feel free to stay, feel free to interact with our awesome community. Feel free to leave a follow if you're new to the channel. Invite you to spectate the game. Okay, Bobby knows what he's doing. He's inviting me to spectate the game, and I will quickly jump to the bracket and see what both Bobby and Knucklebeer are playing. Let's find Knucklebeer and ask him for an invite. Invite, please. This is not an easy job to do. By the way, Pantha of Haven, thank you so much for the follow and welcome to our fish school. Hopefully you enjoy our community tournament. Who has okay, Knucklebeer has invited us. Let me jump to the bracket and see what the lineups are so I can let you know. Even though you can check it out at the link, it doesn't really matter. Bobby, right now, this ended already, but you'll have it again. Okay, I see all. I'm that kind of caster who sees all. Bobby has an odd pally. Bobby also has a control warlock that got banned in this match, and also he has an odd rogue that will be played at some point. Knucklebeer, on the other hand, has also odd rogue, and he also has a control warlock. So technically, we're seeing, well, not a mirror actually. If the warlock on Bobby's side wasn't banned, it would be a mirror match. But we're seeing the priest, the Mind Blast priest, getting banned on Knucklebeard's side. So our first game, let me just update the score. We have Knucklebeard versus Bobby. So I will just update and change M to B. Okay, there we go. We're changing M to B, and basically the score is 0-0. We're seeing Oddrogue versus Odd Pally. Sometimes this can be a really uncomfortable match for Oddrogue, because Oddrogue usually has a very hard time dealing with the board state. Chaircaster, yeah, you just saw the moment when I had to go to the bathroom. Feels bad, man. But I came back and I greeted all of you, at least the past me has. Great to see you again. To be uncomfortable like that. Yeah, it is pretty uncomfortable, but we're casting a tournament together, and I'm hoping we're rocking it. That didn't come through somehow. I'm pretty sure it did. Because I did get a notification and everything. So maybe your chat is being a little bit quiet today, but the host definitely did go through. And Madix, the Top Miners thingy, is about basically supporting your favorite streamer with also using a small portion of your CPU to basically support the stream. You create money that goes into my pocket, and you can check out more info down below in About Me. There's a button you can click on and basically read more things, but I will talk about that later after the tournament. Like, as we can see, the Oddrogue has done its very best to get on the board, but Odd Pally is just being an Odd Paladin. It's just getting on the board really well, and it would be really good for Knucklebeard to, for example, have another 3-drop to combine with Dark Creeper, like another SI agent or something. But this way, he at least gets to remove 2 minions, gets to remove the taunt, and gets to remove the Silver Hand Recruit. There's a problem with host. Also didn't receive notifications when I got hosted. I received a notification, so if I got notified, I'm guessing that the host went through. I'm actually not too sure how it works, but I'm guessing I'm super late with my replies as well. So I will just type it in the chat. I got notified for the host, so I'm pretty sure it went through. Okay, basically we see a very interesting text that has been around for quite some time, the Witch's Cauldron, and this is something that makes Odd Pally actually really interesting. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure if Odd Paladin was supposed to get I don't know, more gas, but this is actually giving Odd Pally a little bit more gas, because it's giving Odd Pally spells that they're not supposed to have, because getting shaman spells means having the potential to also what was I gonna say? The potential to also, okay, my brain completely froze. To also get removals. Shaman has a lot of removals, and if he happens to get like I don't know, like something like Lightning Storm or Volcano, he can just decimate Rogue's board. Rogue is very vulnerable to volcanoes. We see no volcanoes, and now we actually see Paladin in kind of a rough spot, which is something that you don't often see. I usually see Paladin with 4 minions or more on the board. This is actually a really astonishing state of board from Knucklebeard, because he actually managed to get on the board with minions that have 2 health or more, which is kind of awkward for Odd Pally as well. The registration for the tournaments happens once per month, so I always make a poll on my Twitter, on my Facebook, on my on Twitch, on all the social networks. So once per month I do these things. And you're able to register, so these tournaments will be happening more. And sorry for being a little bit late with my replies. This is such an awkward place for Paladin. Paladin is usually supposed to beat the Rogue when Rogue only has 1 card in the hand, but now we see that the Paladin options are a little bit limited. And you usually want to play Leroy Jenkins when you don't have lethal against Odd Rogue, but this is the board that requires a lot of attention because there's a very obvious lethal being present. Let's just see if Odd Pally actually has a way to stop the lethal. What he could do is he could trade into Vicious Fledgling and then trade into the biggest minion possible, which would be either the 9/3 or he could go with a 5/5. I think that this is a very, very awkward spot for Odd Pally. Not often does this happen. I think I'm a little bit biased when it comes to a matchup where Odd Rogue is playing Odd Pally because I myself am an Odd Rogue player, and I always find these situations quite amusing when I'm on the Odd Rogue side and when I happen to win. This is not something that happens a lot, but I think that Odd Pally has been low rolling quite a bit with his draws. So we see Odd Rogue beating Odd Pally in our game 1. So wait. So that means that Nufflebeer... Okay, I'm just trying to update the score. We see that Nufflebeer is winning 1-0. So Nufflebeer now does not get to play his Odd Rogue anymore. He has a Control Warlock, and I think this is the situation in which Bobby didn't want to find himself in. He is now forced to queue either his Odd Rogue or his Odd Pally against the control deck, and that is sometimes really scary because of just the amount of removals that even... Actually, it's not a control. Sorry, it's not a control Warlock. This is an even Warlock that Nufflebeer has, and it's actually equally scary because even Warlock has access to both Defiles, Hellfires, and all the scary stuff that sometimes just decimates the rogue board. Mitke's asking, wait, did you finish playing against Mitke?
Yeah.
He's asking, can I pull out of the tournament? Is there something that happened that I'm not aware of? I can check out the bracket.
I pretty much pulled him out of the tournament, so he's out.
Well, I'm just gonna write him a message.
Yeah, because when you lose one game, you're out. You don't have like a loser's bracket or something.
Okay. Since there is no loser's bracket. Okay, there we go. Basically, Zeronix is the winner of the match of Mitke versus Zeronix, and now let me just check out the bracket really quickly. What?
I'm playing versus Stormfever.
Yes, Zeronix is currently playing versus Stormfever. I'm not going to write that down in chat because I'm not actually sure if this is a spoiler. This is kind of a good way for Odd Rogue to deal with Vulgar Homunculus. You usually want to get rid of that 2-mana 2/4 taunt.
Sorry, if you wrote for the Mitke that he's out, then...
No, I just wrote if you lost the match, then you're out because there's no loser's bracket. You seem a little nervous. Me? I don't know. I have quite a... It's a community tournament. Have fun. I'm having lots of fun. I am having a blast here. I just really am trying to practice my administration, moderation, and promotional skills at the same time while giving the best experience to my viewers. I'm hoping that comment wasn't for me. Actually, this is a great turn. Playing King Mukla. Oh, Mitke. Oh, I see. Okay, it wasn't about me. I thought the comment from the chat was about me. I'm glad I seem completely relaxed, completely in my zen, because I'm not in my zen at all. This is the first time I'm doing this, and I'm glad that you guys are appreciating my efforts. Actually, this was kind of a... Wait, did it get burnt? Was there a burn? Bananas? I didn't follow through. Actually, there was no burn because the banana got used. Or did it get used? I don't know. The chat was following this a lot more. Basically, this is the only thing that Odd Rogue has to do. Odd Rogue has to play around removals to the best of their abilities while dealing a lot of face damage. We see a Hooked Reaver in hand, but I'm not sure how well executed that would be. I think Hellfire into Defile is a little bit of over expanding the removals, but it is also one of the only ways to to keep the Warlock alive, although we see that that is not going to be the case because Bobby has Leroy into another deadly poison, and that is just going to close the second game. So we have a 1-to-1 match, and I will let you know which decks you're going to be seeing in the next game. We have, what do we have for our next match? We have a, where is the, oh, this is Mighty Knight versus Nufflebeard. This is not what we're seeing. We're seeing Bobby versus Nufflebeard, that's the one. We see that Odd Paladin still hasn't gotten a win, and we also see that even Warlock still hasn't managed to get a win. So we're having a matchup that I would say is slightly in even Warlock's favor because of the amount of removals, but it all depends on how good the Odd Pally hand is and how susceptible to all the removal it actually is. Oh, Mitka says, no, I'm not children, I have some stuff going on in the background, so that is why. No, that is completely fine. If someone loses the match, this is the tournament without the loser's bracket, so if you happen to lose the match, you are free to do all your other stuff that you were supposed to do. Is this the round 3? Is this round 3 or round 4? I'm actually kind of getting lost in the bracket. The only person that isn't supposed to get lost in the bracket is the caster. But since the caster is doing a shit ton of things right now, I guess that's completely expected.
I think that you have to spectate me now.
I think I'm gonna have to. Wait, I'm actually spectating Bobby versus Nufflebeer, yeah. So that's the first semifinal, and you're playing the second one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, please. Is that your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you just, like, turn it down or something so it doesn't bother the chat? Okay, so basically we have 4 semi-finalists. We have Stormfever versus Xeronix, they're playing right now, and we have Bobby versus Nufflebeer, they're also playing right now. So we see, okay, let's take a look at Nufflebeer's hand as an even Warlock. We see him having Hellfire, and we also see him having Defile, 2 cards that are pretty devastating for Odd Pally, but it all depends on how good he is at trading the board. Unfortunately for Odd Pally, if Nufflebeer just bumps into the 1/1 taunt, he's gonna be able to set up a perfect Defile. That means that Frostwolf Warlords are not gonna be able to get played for full value, or let's say any kind of value whatsoever here. The Plated Beetle gets played. Basically, the Plated Beetle gets to kill 3 of the Odd Paladin tokens. I think rather than playing Frostwolf Warlord, he's gonna try to redevelop the board and just go Hero Power and basically pick a taunt. You unfair? Yeah, he never cheats. I'm pretty sure that Xeronix won in a very fair way. Corridor Creeper gets played. It kind of gets him on the board, but it's still so awkward for Odd Pally. He now has to commit to trading into the Twilight Drake, or not. I was gonna say he's committed to it because then the Twilight Drake doesn't get a free trade into Stonehill Defender, but I guess he's at the point where he really wants to put as much damage as he can. I don't think this is even a board he should be Hellfiring. He has really good trades. He's sitting comfortably at 19 HP, and this is a board that is slightly getting out of hand for Odd Pally. Odd Pally currently, according to both HS Replay and a lot of other websites that analyze the meta, is one of the tier 1 decks. But sometimes things like this just happen. Things like this happen because of these cards, because of the files, because of Hellfire, and also, let's not forget that the Even Warlock has had both Plated Beetle and Vulgar Homunculus, which are terribly anti-aggro. So now we see that if Odd Pally decides to trade, he has a good trade into Twilight Drake, and he has a good trade into Shroomburr if he wanted to take it. The problem with this play is the fact that it still doesn't play around some really strong removals already mentioned. There's a Spellstone in hand, so whenever Hellfire gets played, this one gets buffed, and it has the potential to basically kill off another minion. Too late to join the tournament. Yes, unfortunately, Marnik J, you are currently too late only to join this month's tournament, but I will be organizing them once per month, every single month, so you're going to be able to apply for the next one. For now, you get to enjoy some awesome gameplay for our viewers who are currently all fighting in the semifinals. The good news is that this makes the caster job a lot easier, because now a caster has to only cast semifinals and the finals, so there's not a lot of room for me to actually mess this up, which is great news. I mean, I'm gonna sound a lot more experienced at this next time. What do we see? We see a second Hellfire being drawn, the first one being played, also buffed Spellstone. So in case something like this happens, he's gonna have some, well, he's gonna have some trades. This 6/6 can potentially be a problem if two removals are not being used. For example, a Hellfire plus the Spellstone. But when you think about Hellfire plus the Spellstone, it does clear the whole board. I don't think he's going to be leaving the Stormwind Champion up unless he can put up a taunt. Let's see if he actually has a taunt. He has a Lich King, but I don't think he's going to believe in the Lich King this time. Now the Spellstone is buffed and it deals 7 damage, heals him for 7. Even Warlock is at 13 health, which is something that Odd Pally is really going to have to work around if he wants to win. I think it was just, I think Bobby actually had the upper hand when they queued the first match. Bobby queued Odd Paladin into Odd Rogue. If he was able to win against Odd Rogue, he would have never found himself in this situation. I think that was the match that he was totally not supposed to lose there. We are 1-1 though. He's thinking about playing the Mountain Giant. Let's see if he has a Sunfury Protector, so let's see if he's actually going to taunt it up. He could also play Acidic Swamp Ooze and Sunfury Protector, but he's going to do this. Let's just see if Odd Pally has an Ironbeak Owl in his deck. Ironbeak Owl is not in his deck, so there's no apparent way to silence the 8/8, so I guess he's going to have to bite through it. But we see that Odd Pally can leave him at 2 HP if he wants to. I think he was really looking for Tarim here, so he can establish a board that is not vulnerable to another Defile. We know that 2 Hellfires have been played. Tyrion, let's see if he gets to the Tyrion turn. This and this, if it gets traded, I think it's actually totally fine to play Leroy here, because he really wants to keep the 6/6. A 6/6 on the board is a lot better than a 6/2, because 6/2 is just really vulnerable to a lot of clears. I'm just wondering if we're gonna see Blessing of Might. I actually don't think so. I think he's gonna wanna... Oh, okay, he's not gonna wanna develop the board right now. Basically, he's leaving him at 2 HP, as we said. Now Warlock is denied the tap, but Warlock has Blood Reaver Gul'dan. Blood Reaver Gul'dan brings him another Vulgar Homunculus and a Hooked Reaver if he chooses so. But let's see if he has something else that is slightly better. He has a Bone Mare. If he goes for the Bone Mare, he's still surviving. He's still surviving. Wait, I think this is gonna be a Gul'dan turn. Oh, it's not gonna be a Gul'dan turn. No for Ratu. Let's see what his play is. I think Gul'dan is the safest play. Gul'dan gives him a taunt. It gives him additional 5 health, and it gives him the ability to lifesteal and deal damage next turn, which is actually pretty cool for Warlock. There's a Tyrion though. Tyrion is also kind of a threat. If Warlock is not able to deal with Tyrion, although we see the Spellbreaker, we see the Bone Mare, we see a lot of tools that could be combined. Also, we see another Spellstone, we see the Siphon Life, we see all these things that could help him get through this. And we also see Paladin running out of gas. I would be very surprised to see Warlock losing here. Although we have a 6/6 and a 9/4 on the board. We have a clear trade here, and I think this is just going to be a trade with the Spellstone. And basically, Warlock is now sitting at 13 HP, and Paladin only has a little token on the board, which he cannot really do much with. The biggest problem for Odd Pally now is the fact that Warlock is just healing and healing and healing. So yeah, that's pretty much. I'm pretty sure this is gonna close the game unless Divine Favor is being played. Does he have Divine Favor in the deck? There's actually no Divine Favor, so there's no apparent way for Pally to draw cards and take advantage of a huge Warlock hand. Bone Mare looks really stable, and I think Warlock is in no rush. He can just take the tokens one by one and make sure that Warlock doesn't really have a good trade. Even if all of these get traded into the Spellbreaker buffed with Bone Mare, he still doesn't really have a way. To come back. So there's nothing that can be done. Corridor Creeper being played. It doesn't really matter that it's for 7 mana because 8/5 is not getting killed, and basically this is just gonna be lethal for Nufflebeer, and Nufflebeer is leading in these semifinals 2-1. I have a question. We're gonna have to wait just a little bit. Nufflebeer GG's, also Bobby GG's. We now have 2 semifinals that have been played. Are you in the semifinals? What's going on?
Yeah, it's currently 1-0 for me.
Okay, 1-0 for you. We don't have the finals. It's 1-0 for you. Nufflebeer has won 2-1 against Bobby. And what did you say the score was?
It's 1-0 for me currently.
1-0 for you currently. So technically, I don't really have a match to spectate except for your match. Yeah. So we're gonna have to think of a way for you to not listen.
I can put like a headphones and really loud music, and I think it should be fine.
Okay, chat. You're gonna have well, basically, since we don't have another match to spectate, as a really honest caster, I'm going to promise that my husband, who is playing next to me, that he is not gonna. That's perfectly fine. If you believe me, and I hope you do, because it is not anyone's intention to cheat, basically what Philip is gonna do, since he's sitting next to me and we're being completely transparent about this, he's going to put his headphones on. I can see him with the headphones. He's gonna put on some loud music and he's not gonna hear my commentary. I'm still gonna do my commentary, but he is not going to be affected by any of the stuff that I say on stream. He's not listening to the stream currently. He is playing Dinoro and Jiggy, whatever kind of song. I don't know what it was, but basically it is a song going through his ears right now. So we're gonna spectate his match because, as you can see, the bracket, and I'm actually going to share the bracket with you right now. It is the only semifinals that we can spectate right now, and rather than letting you just watch nothing, I'm going to spectate the match. Let me just talk to Stormfever to see if he's okay with this. Okay, Cyronix has really loud music on with the headphones and is not listening to the stream. Are you okay with me spectating you and giving commentary? Okay, I need to ask the Stormfever first because I can't do it. Joesty, by the way, welcome to stream and have a great time. Welcome back. We are currently in our semifinals matches. Sure, I trust you too. He won't be cheating. Has no reason to. Has no reason to. I have no one else to spec right now. Okay, Starfever is fine with this. I promise you, as a streamer, as a caster, as someone who wants this tournament to be fair, that this guy is not hearing anything right now. So if you believe me, this should be a fine matchup. Stormfever, has invited me to spectate, and this is our upper bracket semifinal right now. Storm Fever is playing against Xeronix. Let me just see what their decks are. I see that Storm Fever is playing a mid-range hunter, and Philip is playing an odd quest warrior. I need to ask Storm Fever, what is the score? Okay, let's just figure this out, and let's actually invite. Let's actually request Philip to get spectated. I will talk. He's up 1-0. Okay, let's change the score. We have a 1-0. We have a 1-0 lead. When it comes to what Xeronix is doing. Okay, let me just do this. Okay, 1-0. I trust my husband. He's not going to look at my small screen because he's playing on a big-ass screen and is not interested in my screen at all. Xeronix is leading 1-0. Nufflebear is currently trying to come back with a mid-range hunter. We see, okay, let me just take a look at the cards. Let's see what is actually happening here. Storm Fever playing Rexar. This is something that, I don't know, that Odd Quest Warrior sometimes does not want to see because it creates potential. Wait, it looked for a second like Rexar can actually attack. That was a very, very strange bug. And I'm also drinking a little bit of coffee because, as you can see, I'm talking too much, I'm doing a lot of things, and I need my refreshment. I actually have like 3 drinks next to me, and I'm not drinking any of them. Basically, we have, okay, let's take a look at the hands. We have the potential to build bees from Storm Fever's side. In Xeronix's hand, we have the Brawl, which is like a fail switch. We have a Shield Slam. He still has some armor left. We also have dragons, so I'm assuming he's playing a dragon version of Odd Quest Warrior. And we have another Brawl. So if Zul'jin ever gets played, let me just quickly jump to the... No, Zul'jin is probably not present in this deck if this is a mid-range hunter, so there's no Zul'jin. Basically, the mid-range hunter, the end game is Savannah Highmane, Tundra Rhino, and Deathstalker Rexar, so there's no Zul'jin. But he can use the Brawls for... Is there Spellstones? There are no Spellstones. This is just a pure mid-range hunter. Real bad connection, but how's chat doing? The chat is doing great. Am I having a bad connection, or is it bouncy? Okay, I need to ask that in chat. Who is having connection issues? Me or you? I need to know this because I need to make sure that the stream is working properly. We see that Xeronix is gathering some dragons in hand, but also Dire Frenzy can give a lot of additional value to the hunter. Because if Hunter manages to find like a really uncomfortable beast that Xeronix is not gonna wanna deal with, I think there's actually a chance for a mid-range hunter to actually win here. This is not a poisonous one, so the 2/2 still survives. Okay, at least I'm not happy about Bouncy having internet problems, but I'm also happy that I'm not having internet problems, because that would mean that all of our viewers have to suffer through lags and stuff. But I actually seem to have 0 dropped frames, which is a huge PogChamp for the first tournament. I expected a lot more failures than what actually happened. I see that Storm Fever is really aggressively trying to go for the beasts that actually deal with the board. I guess he's expecting Warrior to develop his dragons and his high-end threats at some point, so I understand it. But at the same time, I feel like Hunter is playing a little bit from the back foot here. Watch my back, I want to watch my batch back at the stream, says Bouncy Knight. I'm sure you're going to have the opportunity to do so, and it was a great match. I really enjoyed your meme decks, I really enjoyed your games, and I'm pretty sure you did awesome. Alright, so Zrank has played a Tar Creeper. Tar Creeper kind of stops the aggression. Okay, this gets traded, the dino guy gets killed, and actually we see a little bit of aggression coming from Xeronix, not trading with the Drake, but instead going face. This leaves the opportunity for like Dire Frenzy to create like a 6/6 wolf that will go back into the deck and get replayed over and over again. But I think he's really looking for a little bit more value. I'm very interested in what he picked regarding the beast. This is the third time that I'm seeing Storm Fever getting the bat zombies thingy. So I'm just wondering if he's really worried about Warrior developing and redeveloping the board. So we are yet to see if that's going to happen. Let me just see what's happening in the bracket currently. If I go to the bracket, I want to see if we have a finalist. On the other hand, we have a finalist. Actually, our first finalist is Nufflebeer. Nufflebeer is waiting for the winner of Storm Fever versus Xeronix match. And we have Bobby, who's going to be fighting for the third place match. So we'll see which one we want to spectate first, but I'm pretty sure we're going to want to see those finals. Okay. So Warrior, we see that he's really accumulating the armor. He has no need for armor this turn, and Baku just creates additional ability to pressure. This is weird. Like I don't know if you're seeing this, but Hunter looks like it has one attack, but Candle Shot is not being shown. But we also see Hunter's Mark, so he may just trade into it and use the Hunter's Mark. Watch the stream back when the connection is back, but thanks for the fun. Oh, I'm so glad you had fun. I'm really grateful to all of you who have participated in the tournament. I hope you had a great time, and I'm so happy that everything has gone smoothly so far. No one has really complained or anything. It's been a great experience for me as a caster so far. I'm really trying to get this thing going, so you guys really help a lot. Like, if I had no people applying for the tournament would have been a much less fun tournament. We even had a waiting list, which is crazy, and I'm super happy to have all of you around still following the tournament and just having fun as a community. It feels awesome. Look at this though. The top deck Savannah Highmane into potential Dire Frenzy can just give him 3 additional Savannah Highmanes that are going to be 9/8. But I don't think he's going to be doing it this turn. He values building the beasts every single turn, which against Warrior I completely understand, but this can potentially mean trouble. If it were me, like, I'm not saying I'm a Hunter Pro or anything like that, basically I would have probably gone with Savannah Highmane into Dire Frenzy, because I have this belief from like 2017 that once you play a Savannah Highmane on board, your opponent just doesn't really recover for that. Divine Shield Poisonous can deal with the Tar Creeper, but I'm just very interested in what his thought process is, because it's clearly a lot different than mine. But still, like, none of these things would be a mistake. The only problem, well, one of the problems for Storm Fever is the fact that there's a Super Collider on the other side that basically allows these trades. I think he's really trying to play around this by not letting Xeronix actually use the Super Collider. I'm very interested in how he plans to create a sticky board that doesn't really get affected by Super Collider. The should rotate out that cooldown was dead. It was dead to Vine Cleaver. I mean, yeah, that's true, but like at the same time, Gul'dan just I don't know, just gives you I don't know, at least a feeling of safety. Okay, if he trades here, he gets to clear the board, but he has to find a way to kind of bait Xeronix into playing this Super Collider. So I don't know, if I was the Hunter, I would be trying to do that. Maybe the reason why he didn't play Savannah Highmane into Dire Frenzy is because the Warrior can just smash into Savannah, and basically the Savannah would get poisoned by the zombies, which is also a possibility. But I think he really wants to make sure that he's playing around these things at least somewhat. I'm glad, by the way, that the chat is discussing the recent nerfs. It's kind of like a hot topic, both on stream and in the community, and I'm glad to see that you're forming all these opinions. I'm pretty sure that Savannah Hyman is going to get played here. This is good positioning from the Hunter, because it means that it doesn't get affected by the Super Collider, but we also see Shield Slam. What can easily happen is, I don't know, maybe Zronix potentially Shield Slamming the 3-3, hitting the Savannah and poisoning it. Not poisoning it. Savannah would still die to the damage, but this way Zronix doesn't suffer from the poisonous effect because he currently has no board. Also, there's Reckless Flurry that could easily be used. If he Reckless Flurries right now, it's still pretty good for him, and he still gets to keep the charge. I feel like Zronix is just vigorously trying to hold on to that Super Collider just to create a backup plan in case of two beasts just like being together on board, because this is actively stopping Storm Fever from playing. By the way, you see Philip's real name here. It's because I accepted him in my friends list as a, well, he sent a request as a full name request. But this is definitely Zoran. He's playing on his account, and he just has a different name there. Should have been 8 mana though, probably. I mean, I assume that Rexar should have been a little bit more expensive. I think Rexar would have had a huge. Well, the 8 mana cost would have had a huge impact on the game. We see this Super Collider being traded. That means that Zoranx probably has a plan, and since he drew the Execute guy, then he can just freely execute this one, and he can continue accumulating both armor and the minions that get to contest this. I've seen Hunter beating Odd Warrior like this so many times. But as you can see, Zoranix is still not getting his taunts. So he is still 6 out of 7 on his quest. And this is like turn 12 or 13. He should have finished his quest a long time ago, but he did not get his taunts up. So yeah, I mean, we are yet to see what's going to happen. Also, there's something important that plays a big role in this matchup, and it is fatigue. So we see Zoranix being at 13 cards, and Storm Fever also being at 13 cards. So at this point, it is very important to not draw cards if you're worried about a fatigue plan. Fatigue plan can, I don't know, can sometimes mess up the plans for both of these. This is a good turn from Hunter, because Warrior, as we can see, he does not have a single target removal currently. If he wants to remove the Hyena, he would have had to spend Reckless Flurry. That would mean that this Hyena has dealt 27 damage instead of dealing just 4. So I think for now he's gonna ignore it. He still has another Brawl in hand. He has Reckless Flurry. So maybe if Storm Fever manages to build a board that doesn't, well, nothing doesn't die to Reckless Flurry because he just has way too much armor. But maybe at some point he gets to Brawl and hope that Hyena is not going to survive, or maybe there's going to be a potential for another Super Collider, because Storm Fever currently does not know whether or not Zoranix has another Super Collider or not. Wait, what? I'm not, yes, these are the finals. These are not the finals yet. This is semi-finals. Okay, so basically this is a semi-final round. I'm going to post the bracket again so you guys can kind of see what's happening. Basically this is the current bracket, and you can see what has transpired so far. This is one of the ways that Hunter can just get his way against Warriors. So now we see a lot more damage. Ooh. Well, this is gonna be a little bit painful, but what can easily happen is Super Collider being played and hit into Huffer. Basically, this clears both Hyena and the Huffer, without having to spend Reckless Flurry. What's really important to notice is that Warrior is down to only 9 armor. Being down to 9 armor pretty much means that Reckless Flurries are getting a lot more value, because usually when you're at like 20 or 30 armor or something as a control warrior, quest warrior, odd warrior, whatever, you usually don't want to spend Reckless Flurry. But if Hunter gets these windows of opportunity to actually deal some damage, you're actually fine with spending Reckless Flurry, because even though Hunter's hand is not thinning thanks to the infinite hero power, it's still I don't know, like you're still getting to deal with a lot of things. I'm trying to follow the chat as well. Monkeys, hello and welcome to chat. Ozawa, welcome. You're gonna be seeing the past me in about 10 minutes, but feel greeted whatsoever. Also, Jay with the hoodie GX, thank you so much for the follow and welcome to our fish school. I hope I didn't miss a lot of follows. Let's see who I've missed. Ronak56, I'm not sure if I thanked you, but thanks for the follow and welcome to stream as well. He should do a live tourney sometimes. I think a lot of people would complain if I was to do a live tourney because of the potential to get sniped. So I kind of avoid these things. For now, I think I'm fine with doing it with a delay, but we'll see. We'll see if we do like a best of 1 or something like that at some point. Just for fun, I may consider it to have more interaction with the chat. But so far, I'm pretty happy with the way this has gone. Which glory? Wait, what? Oh yeah, the Shudderwalk glory for Shaman. That was truly a glorious moment for Shudderwalk. I actually may be a little bit biased, and I do apologize to all the Shudderwalk Shaman players. But I am kind of happy that Shudderwalk got nerfed, because I felt like it was not interactive enough. This is what Zeronix has been waiting for about 15 or 16 turns right now. He has finally gotten himself the last taunt to be able to play the quest. And once the warrior plays the quest, they're usually not too worried about the board anymore if they have access to brawls, reckless flurries, and whatnot. But yeah. Pretty much, things seem to be coming to place when it comes to Zeronix's hand, but do not underestimate the potential of this Hunter's hand. He has Hunter's Mark that he just used. He can easily use Spring Paws. He can play the Hyena. Unfortunately, Hyena doesn't have unfortunately for Storm Fever, I'm trying to not be biased here whatsoever, but basically, Hyena gets to get a little bit of a charge. There's also a little bit of a fail switch, if I may notice. There's a shield block in hand, and shield block plus the Reckless Flurry gets to deal 5 damage to the whole board. The warrior is without armor currently, but I think this is exactly what's going to be happening. It clears the board, it allows the Ragnaros hero power to go face, the insect is not dead, but it's getting there, and basically he wants to smash his face real hard and basically set up some form of lethal. On the other hand, for Storm Fever, we're seeing that Storm Fever actually has a lot of minions, and unless Hunter is willing to commit to Brawl, he can actually go wide on the board. But if he goes too wide, I expect Warrior to actually play this Brawl, because he's gonna want to go for that 50% lethal, or maybe a full-on lethal if he manages to remove the remaining beast with his Sulfurous. So this is actually pretty dangerous. Divine Shield, I think, is what he wants to go for, because even if he brawls, and even if the Divine Shield minion survives, there's still going to be a 50% chance for lethal rather than 100%. I understand this play completely. He's not playing around the third removal, but I think we're going to see the brawl into 50%. There's not a lot of chance for the Divine Shield minion to survive, and by just hitting into a minion and basically pressing the hero power, he just gets to win. The strongest one survives, but unfortunately for the Hunter, not strong enough. Quest warrior is one of the warriors that gets to beat Hunter just because of the devastating hero power that just gets to beat pretty much all the what's it called? Pretty much all the hunters. This score is actually a 2-0 for Zeronix at the moment. No. I'm sorry if I read your name wrong. Thank you so much for the follow and welcome. Did you finish your match? Can you take off the headphones?
Yeah.
Okay, did you finish the match?
Yes, it's
okay.
2-0 for me, and currently I'll have to put them up again because I'm playing versus someone who's in finals. And
so, yeah, Ceramics has taken off his headphones. Basically, we have finished with our round 4 semifinals. We have our 2 finalists right now. Our first finalist is Nufflebeer, who has beaten Bobby in the semifinals, and our second finalist is Zeronix, who has beaten Stormfever 2-0. GGs to both players, and I will share you the link to the bracket so you can see what's happening. And now Zeronix will get to put his headphones again because Zeronix is currently playing, well, not currently, but he's about to play against Nufflebeer. Okay, so once they are ready, I'm going to go for the spectate. As you can see in the bracket, we also have a third match. Bobby is going to be playing... Wait, Bobby is waiting for his opponent. Bobby is going to play against... Who is he playing against? Oh, Bobby is playing against Stormfever. Stormfever is not out just yet because there's a third match game. I'm not sure if we really need the third match game because only the first place gets the reward. But for the glory, if you want to say that you ended up third in the tournament, you are more than welcome to play your third match. So yeah, this is currently what has happened, although the bracket thing kind of spoils the enjoyment of watching the games real time. Some people really want to see the bracket. You're adding each other currently right now. Okay, they're still not playing, and yeah, we're just waiting for them to queue and for us to spectate the match. Let's actually jump to the bracket. I'm gonna refresh the bracket and see... and actually tell you what decks they're playing. I'm hoping that the results have been updated. Okay, in the finals we have Zeronix versus Nufflebeer, and let me just see. Let me see what decks they're playing. So while they're getting ready, I'm actually going to tell you what decks they have. Zeronix here, or this is Zeronix. Zeronix is playing. He's playing a Mechathune Priest. The music that you can hear is the music from Zeronix's headphones. It's actually super loud, and he's put the headphones back on again, so he doesn't get to hear me. He has a Mechathune Priest, he has the Quest Odd Warrior that you just saw, and he has a Shirvala, Uther, whatever kind of OTK Paladin. On the other hand, we have Nufflebeer with also a really strong lineup. We have an Even Warlock, we have a Mind Blast Priest. Is this Mind Blast Priest? I'm pretty sure. Yep, this is Mind Blast Priest, and we have Odd Rogue. So both lineups, as you can see, like what we have in the finals, we have 2 lineups that are pretty much considered tier 1. They're slightly different, but I think both lineups have huge potential, so I'm just waiting for them to pretty much to add each other and start the game so I can start spectating. I hope you enjoyed the tournament so far. I should probably update the score as well. I was about to drink coffee, but there are more important things that we should do. All right, let's edit this thing. How do I edit it? Edit it. Okay, actually, you played against... Who did you play against? You played against Nufflebeer? Wait, you played against Stormfever, right? No, he doesn't hear me. Okay, he's played against... I'm sorry, I have to apologize. I did not change the letters, so Zeronix says 1-2-0, but it wasn't Z versus K. the way it says on the board. It was Xeronix versus Stormfever. I apologize. It was S against K, and actually right now Xeronix will be playing against Nufflebeer. So I will leave the scoreboard up. Sorry for not changing the letters, but I have to reset the score. So the score currently is 0 versus 0. Slight misplay on my side. Sorry about that. But yeah, finals are starting now. Also, German Berserker, welcome to chat. Lovely to see you. I hope you're having an awesome day. So let's see if the third match has actually started already. Bobby is waiting for Stormfever, so that's gonna be our match for the third place. I think they've already. Oh, okay, you started. Okay, good. Someone has invited me. Philip has invited me to spectate. He has his headphones. He doesn't care about what I'm talking about. Due to our apartment construction, he's not able to really go anywhere. Nufflebeer, I need invite, please, so I can see his hand. We have a really interesting match here. The match is currently Xeronix playing Awaken the Maker's Mechathune Priest, and on the other hand we have an Even Warlock. Even Warlock, I'm not gonna lie, I do believe that Even Warlock has quite a bit of potential when it comes to pressuring the board early on, which is something that he's gonna be doing. If you take a look at Nufflebeer's hand, we see Mountain Giants, we see Twilight Drakes, we see all this good stuff, and for Xeronix, not a lot of things going on, but he can play the Doomsayer. To try to stall this turn a little bit. Who are the finalists? I'm gonna Mitka, I'm gonna repost the bracket so you can see who the finalists are. And we currently have a game for the third. A match for the third place versus Stormfever and versus Bobby. If Xeronix and Nufflebeer finish and Stormfever and Bobby are still playing, we are going to be spectating that one as well. German Berserker, thank you so much for the sub and welcome back to our fish tank. Let me just post a little bit of a thank you in chat, which you're gonna hear on stream in 10 minutes. Thank you so much for the sub and welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying the content and absolutely welcome back to our fish tank. So instead of a giant that I think he really wanted to play this turn, he gets to silence Doomsayer, which is actually pretty obnoxious for Warlock. This way, Priest also gets to draw 2 cards. So the problem with playing, for example, a giant right now is the fact that he's gonna still be able to draw at least 1 card. For example, if Spellbreaker gets traded into Northshire Cleric, there's still a card to be drawn. If he, for example, if the Northshire Cleric gets traded into Plated Beetle, but actually, I'm not too sure if that's going to affect his plan of playing the Mountain Giant, because he really wants to get on the board and he really wants to deal that face damage. We see Hemet already in hand, which will burn. Okay, what does the Hemet burn? Let me just go back and see what Xeronix's 1 cost well, he has a lot of actually cards. He burns Zola. He burns a lot of things. And, yeah, he pretty much burns half of his deck if he decides to, I don't know, coin it out. But I think coining it out is way too risky because he's leaving Nufflebeer the opportunity to pretty much go face with all the minions. Not sure what his turn 6 would be. Because he doesn't really have a good way to defend himself here. This is potentially a lot of damage going face. For the Warlock. Also, we see that Warlock has a Sun Fury Protector, so potential play is Twilight Drake into Sun Fury Protector, or even a Giant into Sun Fury Protector. Nufflebeer knows that Philip is currently on turn 6, so, well, he's gonna be at turn 6, so there's not gonna be there's not going to be a Psychic Scream available, but this is also, I would say this is also pretty viable. He doesn't really need the taunts because, yeah, I mean, when you think about it, he doesn't really need to taunt himself up. Because the priest is not doing face damage. He pretty much wants to get to Mechathune. I think he's just gonna try to heal and maybe even draw as many cards as he can. So he's gonna be buffing the Doomsayer. And now Warlock's task is to deal as much damage as he can. We see Hellfire in hand. Let me see if there's additional source of lethal. He can pretty much be one off if he decides to Hellfire. Or, well, I guess now he's gonna be a little bit more off. Basically, he's gonna be like 7 damage off lethal. And Mechathune gets burned! That's crazy! Oh my god, that's pretty much an insta-loss for Xeronix. Nosferatu has managed to hit the exact card Xeronix did not want to see burn. So Xeronix loses the first game versus Nufflebeard. That was actually a crazy, crazy turn of events. Let us update the score. This is currently 1-0 for Nufflebeard. Xeronix has spectacularly lost that game to Mechathune Burn that none of us actually have anticipated, but I guess it is one of the only win conditions that that even Locke had at that point. If Xeronix had Mechathune in his hand, I don't think there's a lot that could have been done to prevent that, but this was a very well-timed Nosferatu. GG's. Why does my sub not show up? Okay, basically, I'm not sure what the chat is seeing at this point, but I'm expecting some huge reactions when it comes to that. Now we're seeing a match of Mind Blast Priest versus a Mechathune Priest. Basically, Mechathune Priest or OTK Pally are one of the two, or what actually got banned for Xeronix? I don't think I followed through that moment. Basically, for Xeronix, we have a warrior ban, so the only deck that he can play except for the Mechathune Priest is the OTK Paladin. We see a lot of OTK decks coming from Xeronix. And for Nufflebeard, there's a Warlock victory, but also we see an Odro being banned. So apart from the even Warlock that he just won with, the only deck that he needs to win with now is the Mind Blast Priest. Mind Blast Priest against either Mechathune Priest or OTK Pally. Let's see who wins this. This was, this was kind of a tempo minion, but I guess you have to kind of consider playing these things for tempo, because you know that this priest is not going to deal you face damage. You need to put as many stats on the board as you can. Twilight Drake is one of those high stat minions that priests sometimes struggle with, and I think I think that he's not super happy about seeing it because it's going to deal continuous face damage. We may even see, I'm not sure if we're gonna see Zola. I'm not too experienced with this deck, but I'm assuming Zola is not going to happen. And also, we see Shadow Visions present in the hand. Most likely, Priest is going to want to see these Mind Blasts played from Shadow Visions. These are just tempo plays. Basically, what he wants to do is put as much damage on the board as possible, do as much, basically just maintain as much pressure as he can. There's a visible Psychic Scream in the deck, and I mean, that's going to affect the priest, the Mind Blast Priest, a little bit, because it's going to dilute his decks with minions that he no longer needs, and he's going to have to figure out a way to deal some damage again. This has the potential to draw another Death Rattle card from Priest, which is, for Mechathune Priest, which is exactly what Mecha Thune Priest wants to see. Now I see Mitka cheering for OTK Zeronics, but OTK Zeronics got burned in the last game, so I am waiting for these comments and for these things that that the chat is going to have to say. This is kind of a perfect board for Psychic Stream. He's not gonna wanna okay, he's playing the BM top deck Psychic Stream because he doesn't want to let his opponent know that Psychic Stream was already in his hand. Maybe it's a little bit of a psychology effect to just, I don't know, to just make the opponent angry or something like that. I'm not really sure. But, as we can see, all these cards are being played exclusively for the tempo, just to deal face damage as much as you can. The problem is, well, the problem for the Mind Blast Priest is getting close to finishing the quest. Priest is currently 6 out of 7 on the quest. Soon Amara is going to be able to get played, and Priest is going to have a very difficult task. A task of pretty much dealing 40 damage before the priest actually just comes to the end of their deck. We see no signs of having Hemet in Zeronyx' hand right now. So it pretty much means that he's gonna have to do things by hand. What he could also do is he could Psychic Stream. We see the quest being completed. If he Psychic Streams, basically the priest is getting all these things back into the deck that don't really matter, but I think he's gonna hold on for a little bit more because he's expecting Anduin to be played as soon as possible. Maybe, well, Alexstrasza is not going to get played, I presume, until Amara gets played, but Amara can also be copied with Zola, which is another big problem for Mind Blast Priest. As someone who has played Mind Blast Priest to Legend for the first time in the past season, I know how much a Mind Blast Priest can struggle against these kinds of situations. They are not pleasant. They're not something you want to be facing. So I'm kind of assuming that this is not going to be a definite loss for Zeronyx unless Nufflebeer finds a way to somehow oh, that's really game changing, to somehow mill one of his cards. I mean, if he plays it now. Now he's gonna play, I guess he's gonna play Amara and into Zola. Yeah, Amara into Zola is a good play because once Alexstrasza gets played, he's gonna want to get rid of these things. Also, Psychic Stream is something Zeronyx is not going to want to see because Psychic Stream pretty much dilutes the deck with these minions that he also doesn't want. Also, there's the Hemet, the Jungle Hunter. Hemet would kill off the Fire Tree Witch Doctor, the Doomsayer, and Zola if Hemet was to be played after. So I'm thinking maybe it's not a really good idea to play Psychic Stream until Hemet gets played, but there's still some minions that are going to be surviving. Amara survives, Amara survives, and the Primordial Drake survives, and also the Dustbreaker survives. So some of these minions get killed off, but some of them still survive. There's 4 cards left in the deck. We see Mechadun safely in hand this time. It's not going to get burned. And I think the priest is just going to work towards the win condition of just drawing everything he possibly could to establish his ordinary win condition. Now it all comes to, well, I think this is pretty much over for the Mind Blast Priest, unless something incredible happens. Psychic Stream is also something pretty incredible. I'm assuming that. Okay, he has no dragon in hand, which actually kind of works in his favor, because none of his minions actually get killed off, which means more minions for Psychic Stream. Nufflebeer is playing this matchup very well. He knows that he pretty much has to send his whole board at this point to the priest deck in order for him to survive. This is gonna be Well, I guess Zeronis can beat him to it. If Zeronis plays his Psychic Scream first, he actually gets to be the one who sends his whole board to the Priest deck. So technically, Psychic Scream doesn't really do much. Doesn't actually affect anything. I think Nufflebeer is feeling really down about not having his Anduin on time. He still has amazing 23 cards in his deck, whereas Zeronix only has one. He's not concerned about fatigue at all, and he's just trying to basically empty his hand. He's playing Amara because he knows that at this point Alex Strasza can't really do much. We have no signs of Alex Strasza and no signs of Anduin whatsoever. But Psychic Stream prolongs the game, so now Zeronix has 4 more cards in the deck. He has to keep playing these cards. But the problem is, shuffling Amara back into your opponent's deck as a Mind Blast Priest is just not something you want to see. Unfortunately, he is really forced to do that, otherwise he knows that there's a combo in hand that will most likely just be completely devastating. I mean, there's not a lot of chance for these minions to not die to Abomination. If Amara had more than 10 health, or if there is a single minion that would have had more than 10 health, then this would be a problem because that minion would have survived. I think this is just gonna be a concede turn. He's spending his Mind Blast, no Anduin, no Alex Strasza, no nothing, and the Mecha'thun Priest against the Mind Blast Priest is this time victorious. So we have an exciting finals, which is not going to be a sweep. We have a 1-to-1. Okay, we have a 1-to-1 Zeronix versus Nufflebeer. The last deck we have for Zeronix is OTK Paladin, and also the last deck that we have for Nufflebeer is the Mind Blast Priest. If Mind Blast Priest gets their way, if they manage to Alex Strasza into a lot of Mind Blast, they have the advantage, but they don't really have good mechanisms themselves to beat the OTK combo, just like nobody does. I'm really interested in what this game is going to look like, because this game can really go both ways. Stormfever, GG's. Let me just take a look at the bracket. This would mean that the match for the 3rd place has finished. Since Stormfever says, just finished my run, thanks for hosting us. You're very welcome. I'm so glad that you participated, and we can see, wait, actually 3rd place match means that Stormfever has won the 3rd place and not Bobby. From your message, it kind of sounded like you were the one who lost the 3rd match. I see that Stormfever has won 2-0. Congratulations to both players who fought for the 3rd place. Stormfever is 3rd, and now we see a 1-to-1 match, Zeronix versus Nufflebeer in the chat. Also, a quick reminder, if you are already subbed to the channel, or if you do not want your reward or something like that, you can choose to gift your reward to someone else. So you don't have to accept the sub. You can gift it to someone in chat. You can gift it to someone who you enjoyed playing against. So these 2 players, one of them at least, who wins this final game will get the right to get a subscription, but they can choose to gift their own subscription to another person. The play where he creates a lot of tokens can be good for dealing damage, but at the same time, he doesn't want to create too many things on the board, because what Priest can do on turn 7, if there's a lot of tokens on the board, he can just Psychic Scream and send a lot of these 1/1s back into the deck, which are just really uncomfortable once you start wanting to draw your combo pieces. We see that Zeronix has Uther in his hand. I'm not sure if it was the starting card. It wasn't. It's like the 5th card. But he already has some combo pieces present. He has the Ancient Brewmaster, which is going to be useful for the Horseman, and Uther. On the other hand, we see the Fire Tree Witch Doctor. Topsy-Turvy may actually be useful if there's a minion with a lot of health on the board. So we'll see what happens. Pyromancer gets killed off. There's a Potion of Heroism, but this one, I mean, he wants the Loot Hoarder to die because he wants to draw the cards as soon as possible. At the same time, what you really want against Mind Blast Priest is to just somewhat have control over the board. I mean, this would be a nice consecration if he wants to use it now, because I'm assuming he's afraid of Nufflebeard playing the Cabal Shadow Priest on turn 6. Let me just see if there's a Cabal Shadow Priest. Yes, there's a Cabal Shadow Priest. There's 2 copies of them in the deck, actually. So if he doesn't kill off his Loot Hoarder, there's a potential for her to steal the 2-1, which is actually... I don't know, which is actually just really bad for card draw. I think this is a good Consecrate. There's no need to spend any additional removal. He's decided to not play around Cabal Shadow Priest. We see Cabal Shadow Priest is actually in hand. I don't know why I was checking whether it's in the deck or not. This is a good turn by Nufflebeard. This is basically prolonging basically the combo gathering, and it's helping Mind Blast Priest actually draw the cards that he needs. We see that he has 1 copy of Mind Blast and also Shadow Visions, and he's really gonna want to discover another Mind Blast, and he's gonna want to get to that Alexstrasza and Anduin soon before all the healing starts happening. We see that Xeronix still doesn't have the... What's the name of the guy? The High Priest, the Call, the one that turns your health into armor. And if Xeronix still remains at 30 HP, what's gonna happen is he's gonna get the full value out of the minions. So Priest is gonna want to start dealing damage as soon as possible. I think this trade happened because of the potential of Spike Ridge Steed into trading into something. I don't think he's gonna be too happy with Psychic Scream, although Psychic Scream can sometimes send the Horseman back and prolong the game. I think he's gonna want to draw cards as soon as possible. Shadow Visions was a consideration, of course, but I think it's just better to basically create larger minions to draw cards straight away and try to get on the board enough. For example, if he was to get to Alexstrasza or Anduin or anything like that, he would have been able to push the damage from the board instantly if his minions survive. So we are yet to see what's going to happen. I don't see the scenario in which Uther is not played next turn. There's gonna be a Spike Ridge Steed, and let me check if there's that guy who helps him steal things. There's no really guy that steals this. There's a Shadow Reaper Anduin, and there's also the Crowd Roaster that gets that basically deals with this one. A trade is gonna happen, and I can totally see him playing Uther and just getting rid of at least one of the dragons. I guess an ideal turn for him would be at some point playing the Shadow Reaper, because as you know, Paladin doesn't really have a lot of strong minions. You want to start dealing that face damage as soon as possible. I would not be against Shadow Reaper Anduin being played even last turn. I think it would have still been justified because the 3/7 on board doesn't really do anything, and there's still a potential to draw something like a Twilight Acolyte into Cabal Shadow Priest to actually steal the minion. I'm pretty sure Xeronix is playing around a potential Alexstrasza into all the minions hitting his face, which makes complete sense. But now there's not a lot of things to do except for play Shadow Reaper Anduin. I think he's gonna decide to go for Primordial Drake. I think he's really insisting on the play where he's gonna top deck Alexstrasza and deal some damage first, and then play Shadow Reaper Anduin, regardless of the fact that it's going to wreck Alexstrasza a little bit. Not really sure why it's taking him so long to play the Shadow Reaper. Also, Soggy Tissue, thank you so much for the host, and everyone from Soggy Tissue stream, welcome to the stream. Let me just give you a quick shout out. We have a 10-minute delay. Well, I guess you've realized that by now, but in case you guys haven't checked out Soggy Tissue, make sure to check out his stream as well. 10-minute delay. I always tend to write this down because I'm not sure if people know that. I'm just trying to make sure that nobody feels ignored. Welcome to stream, and I hope you're having an awesome day. So if we come back to the game, we see that Uther has already been played, and he really wants to protect his horsemen, and I think he's just going to start with Zola. And I'm just wondering if he's gonna go. This is actually very advanced. Not a lot of people who play OTK Pally know this, but it is a really good idea when you do this to actually brewmaster your own Zola, because that way you're actually having, well, more chance to just beat the combo. This is kind of a good steal because it allows him to trade into the horseman. I think he's still waiting for, oh, okay, that's actually a weird turn, not removing the 2/2 while having Alexstrasza in hand. Maybe he's just, I actually don't know what he's trying to do, but this is making it a lot easier for Zeronix to create the horseman synergy. If he hero powers right now, he's just going to be able to copy that one with Zola, which is something that Mind Blast Priest does not want to do at all. But we shall see. We shall see what happens. That was very strange. I totally expected him to trade, especially because he has the Alexstrasza into Anduin. My personal opinion is that this combo was a little bit late. Shadow Reaper Anduin is something you want to play as soon as possible, mostly because of the hero power. The hero power allows you to actually ping the horsemen, even though you can't reach them because of Spiker's Steed or because of, I don't know, any kind of taunt that's in the way. You really want to have the damage output, regardless of the fact that Frostmourne is actually here. So I don't know if this is actually a good idea. I mean, now wait, actually the horseman didn't get copied. I guess I'm very inexperienced at this deck, but this other horseman did not get copied, so if he plays Anduin right now, he's going to be able to ping off the Nastrim. So basically that leaves Zeronix just where he started, and it makes Nufflebeer not get punished for not removing the first horseman, because he's still at the beginning, because Cabal Shadow Priest gets to trade into 4/4, and if he goes Anduin, he removes both of the horsemen, and then Zeronix has to roll the horsemen again. Also, we see a timeout being present in hand, which is gonna come in handy once Priest. Okay, Alexstrasza is up. Actually, he's gonna try to go for another line of play that I'm still not seeing as clearly. It may be super correct, and I may be wrong, because I'm not too experienced with the horsemen. Whenever I play Mind Blast Priest versus the horseman guys, I always tend to lose, which is why I may be a little bit negative, I guess. Basically, this is kind of a good play. Wait, how many? Okay, he doesn't have that many Mind Blasts, and this board is not susceptible to Anduin anymore. And we see that the priest is conceding. Well, actually, the Mind Blast Priest has conceded, and Zeronix, ironically enough, wins our tournament. Congratulations! This was not biased at all. He played all his games on his own. But in his defense, he also had a super good lineup. Congratulations for winning the tournament. I didn't expect you to come over here and dominate. You do have the right to win a reward, but as I was saying, can you turn off the music now, because it's actually really loud? You have a choice. As every single winner, you have a choice to take the sub yourself, or you have a choice to gift it to someone in chat who you choose.
Is Nufflebear a subscriber?
Nufflebear is not a subscriber.
So yeah, I guess I will gift my sub to him.
Oh really? Cool.
Because he's the one that made it to the finals.
Okay.
And besides me,
I mean, you made it as well.
Yeah, but besides me, and yeah, I mean the sub for me is like, I don't know, I'm here anyway, and I follow every turn, and I wish to give it to someone else. So yeah, we're gonna gift this. I'm gonna give the sub to Knuckle Bear.
Knuckle Beer?
Knuckle Bear, sorry.
Okay, awesome. What I wanted to say is that I, regardless of the fact that it is you, I wanted to encourage, kind of, maintaining friendly, relationships and everything. If there's someone who you really enjoyed playing against or someone who you really appreciate as a player, I am really happy to see someone who, doesn't want the sub like you, which makes complete sense, or someone who's already a sub, to basically show appreciation for another player. Can you just tune into the stream? So I don't want to gift him the sub because then the chat will know who won. I just kind of want to wait a little bit. So I think I will be prolonging the stream for another couple of minutes until that moment happens.
But if you give him the sub, then they might think that he won.
So. That's true. That's very true. But I still don't want to spoil it in chat. I'm gonna change the result because I still have a few words that I wanted to say since I'm G-Late. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
First of all, I wanted to thank everyone for sticking around and for watching the tournament. This is huge for me. I thought I was gonna fail this completely as a caster. It's like I'm all sweaty, and this is like the first time that I decided to do this on my own, and except for a small bracket failure at the beginning, I don't think I actually failed this too much. Well, actually, are you playing OTK Pally? Is this the last game?
Yeah,
okay, this is the last game.
Absolutely, but there is still some turns to be played.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to thank everyone for supporting the community tournament so much, and I hope this has attracted the attention of NA people as well. As promised, before I organized the first tournament, there was a poll, and basically what you can do in the poll is you can vote for whether the next community tournament is going to be organized on NA server or EU server. So, if you're an NA fan, if you want the next tourney to be non-European, but instead on NA, feel free to vote in my next poll. My next poll is going to be published on Twitter, on Discord, on Facebook, and you can find all these links down below in the chat. Not in the chat, in About Me section. You get to, if you want, you can follow these pages and you can stay in touch. And as soon as I start planning the next tournament, I'm gonna post the poll and you guys are gonna be able to vote. So it wasn't my decision to play this on EU server, it was yours for this month, and I'm really hoping to wake the NA community up as well for next term, because there's a lot of people who have told me that they would have loved to play on EU, but they still have budget decks, regarding the NA players and everything. They still have their budget collections on EU, and they really want to show off their skills as well. So I really encourage all of you to vote. I did acknowledge it. Basically, I wanted to also mention something again. We've had a bunch of hosts today, and thank you so much for supporting the tournament. We had a host from Soggy Tissue, a subscription from Grumman Berserker, and thank you so much both. The Cantaloupe has hosted us. The Man with the Red Beard has hosted us. Lady J has hosted us also today, and Uncle Sam. All of these hosts, thank you so much. And for people who have stuck around, who came from their streams, I'm so glad to have you around. If you wanna, stay in touch with the stream and everything, feel free to leave a follow, to stay in the chat. I stream every day, starting from 9 in the morning Central European time, except for Thursdays or Wednesdays when I stream in the afternoons. But yeah, that's pretty much like midnight NA-ish or something like that. So Nightbirds, welcome to stream. Again, thank you so much for the interaction. How far along are we in the game?
It's almost over. I mean, like 3 or 4 more turns.
Okay, because I wanna gift a sub. I just need to figure out how to do this. I guess I should be ready.
You can start figuring it out.
Okay, gift a sub. I don't want to gift anonymously. I want to gift to a viewer. Okay, search for Twitch ID. Nuffle Okay, let's actually copy his name because I don't want to gift it to someone else. I think he was in chat recently. Do not post anything. Let me just find the exact name. So Zeronix has decided to gift the sub to Knucklebear. I'm pretty sure this is his account. So we're gonna gift a subscription. This is a tier 1 subscription, and we're gonna gift it to Knucklebear. Knucklebear, welcome to our fish tank. You are now one of our newest subs. I'm hoping I'm using PayPal because right now I have no idea what I'm using. Okay, charged Visa card or
why did you did it already? The game is not over.
I didn't do it. I'm just figuring it out.
Okay.
I just what card is this? This is my card, but I have nothing on it. So let's choose another method. And let's go for, can I gift it from PayPal? I cannot actually do it from PayPal.
You should be able to.
No, I'm actually not able to do it from.
We're gonna do it from mine then.
Okay, credit cards. Do you have Visa? What do you have? What card do you have? MasterCard? Is that Visa? Visa, MasterCard. Okay, that's pretty much the same thing. Okay, I need your your card info to be able to do this.
Try not to show it on stream.
I will not show anything on stream, and I will not say it out loud. So currently, I'm in the process of doing this. Let me just figure this out. Okay. Okay, you can only hear me typing. You can only hear me typing, so you have no idea what I'm typing. Expiration date. Okay, okay, I got this right. There we go. And okay, there we go. Did we get the last game?
It's almost over.
Okay, it's almost over once okay, we have this set up, and I guess. Okay, cool. Everything has been set up. Just put some food in the oven to warm for 10 minutes. I use one as a timer. Yeah, pretty much. I've been a talking timer for about a few hours now. So I am waiting for the game to end, and once the game ends, we're gonna be able to do this properly.
I mean, you can't talk because they will see that after 10 minutes, so the game.
Yeah, but they will see the sub straight away in chat because the sub actually pops out. So I don't want to do it. If she does not read this, the food will burn. Thomas, your food is burning. Please make sure you've looked after your food. So congratulations to both our finalists, Ronix and Knucklebear. Congratulations to the third place as well, Storm Fever, and huge congrats to everyone who's participated. I'm so happy to have had you around. I've had an amazing stream. I'm sorry for a little bit less interaction than usual, but you know what it's like with the delay streams and all that stuff. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you like this kind of thing. I really want to organize something like this once per month. And I'm actually super happy to be able to do this. I want our community to grow, and I want people to feel like they're a part of something. So the more of you we have that are a part of something, the better it is. Also, I have to say I feel a huge PogChamp for everyone who's participated in the tournament. Not that I don't like answering questions about like queuing and banning and everything, but I have to say that I'm in awe that every single person today knew what they were doing, or they got help from their opponent. I have to say you guys have shown a huge amount of friendship and cooperation. No one has asked me any questions that I could have answered before stream. So I'd say you did an amazing job, and I'm super happy to have been a part of this. Did I make it? Continue, I guess. Okay. Hopefully this works out. Enter the temporarily debited amount. What is this? What? What do I need to do? How do I fix this? To confirm your card, we temporarily charge less than $1. Please enter this debited amount in the field below.
Oh, man.
What do I need to do? You need to log in. And okay, cool. We can do this. TK wins or TK should win. I guess so. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this sub thing quickly. We're just trying to figure it out because we need to go through a process with the card. but I think we should be fine. Yeah, it's USD, so I'm guessing there's a code or something.
Yeah.
The temporarily debited amount. I don't know what this means. I don't know what.
Type what I tell you.
Okay.
It's still not through.
But does this mean less than $1? Okay, so basically we need to wait for like less than. They said they charged less than $1, so pretty much we need to enter the less than $1 amount that is gonna show up on your balance or whatever, right?
Yep.
To verify, we temporarily debited an amount, which will be refunded in full within 3 hours. Please enter the debit amount in box above. You can find it in your online bank statement or in an SMS notification from your bank. Okay, so basically we are waiting. We are waiting for you to... we're waiting for Zeronix's debited amount, or whatever it is, to get processed, right? I think that's how it works. Can you refresh maybe? Because this definitely has happened. I'm just trying to figure out how much I need to enter.
It will take like around 1 day.
Around 1 day?
Yeah.
Okay, huge promise. Nufflebear, as soon as the transaction comes through, because we need to basically get the code or whatever from the transaction made from Philip's card, we are going to give you a sub, so it may not show up on stream, but you are the winner because Zeronix has decided to give you a sub. Do not, I guess you can talk about that. Pretty much, we just need to wait for this thing, and as soon as it goes through, you are going to become one of our subs. Sorry for it not happening right now. I had no idea that there was gonna be like a transaction period that needs to, I guess, go through.
Yeah, but as soon as it gets through, as our card gets valid, we will give the sub.
Yeah, it's gonna happen probably in a few hours, so we will definitely do that. Again, thanks everyone for being here, for having fun today with me. I had an awesome stream. What we're gonna do is, if I end the stream, can I still host someone? I guess I don't want to host someone until the stream finishes.
Yeah, because you will lose the last 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will be ending the stream. I will be ending the stream right now. Nufflebeer, if you have time, we can always organize some sort of event. I actually have a few people who have asked me to host it with me, and it would be really nice. I just need to figure everything out and see when I'm actually gonna do it and and have time. Time travel is very hard. So again, thanks everyone. Congratulations again to everyone who has participated, and yeah, I will see you on Monday at 9 in the morning Central European time with some more Hearthstone. I hope you had a great time. I definitely did. And yeah, thank you all, and I will see you. Stick around because we are going to give someone a host or a raid as soon as the 10-minute thing finishes. I will send you to another channel, so yeah, feel free to stick around and I'll make sure to raid someone. Thank you so much for everything. I had a huge amount of fun, and I will see you next time. Well, bye-bye for now, and wait, what? How to vote. By the way, you asked how to vote. I will post a poll in about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 1 week before the next tournament. I will post the poll. You can find all the Twitter, Facebook, Discord, and all the social network info down below in the About Me info, so feel free to follow those pages, and as soon as I post the poll, yeah, feel free to vote on there. Thanks so much for everything, and I will see you next time. Bye! Okay,